Hey everyone, how's it going? So, welcome to, maybe my most ill-advised stream ever. Hey Ori, how's it going? Today, I'm gonna learn you a thing or two about Blaseball. Actually, let me zoom this in a little bit so you can see it just a little bit better. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Right about there. Is that good? Read that all right? I do look funny. It's because I got a hat on. I got a brand new hat. Which I commissioned a while back from Honey Goblin, and she made me this hat. It's a shoe thief hat. So if you follow my Twitter at all, you might notice that every so often I start tweeting and retweeting and liking things about Blaseball, and you might be wondering to yourself, well, Alistair, what in God's name is Blaseball? Why is there sharks? Why are people suplexing sharks? Why are there so many suns? What do you mean fucking Shorby Soul got eaten by sharks until there was nothing left of him? Well, I'm going to explain that to you right here, right now. So let's start with the short version. Blaseball, the website itself, is a browser game. You make yourself a little account and you choose a favorite team and all that. And it's a baseball simulator, basically. I've hidden the crown in the vault. You'll never find it. But like we can go to watch live. And ooh, my favorite team won their game. Very nice. But yeah, it's about the half-hour point, which is usually where games start to wrap up. So we have all of these teams, and the simulation just plays the game right here, and all these different players have all these different stats. They have modifiers like this player cannot be incinerated. We'll get to that. Just keep that under your hat. But we got, their current vibe, which I don't actually know what affects that. I think it's how well they do in a game, but it kind of affects how well they play. You got batting, pitching, base running, defense. These are all pretty standard stats. Evolution, which we'll get to. Peanut allergy, which affects whether or not they are susceptible to having an allergic reaction during peanut weather. Pre-game ritual, coffee style, and blood type are all just kind of for flavor. There's not really anything to that, as far as I know anyway. We don't know what fate means. And then they have a soul scream. The soul scream kind of reflects how dense their soul is. What does that mean? We'll get to that too. But just to understand, a longer soul scream means they have a larger soul. They can have items, like this one. Like, Denzel Scott has the fireproof ring, and that's what's giving them the fireproof modifier. And then if we've got this new feature called the feed, so we can check like everything that they've been doing recently. The consumers attacked Denzel Scott and damaged their fireproof ring. And then later on, it just broke from normal wear and tear. And then Salmon fixed the ring. God, I really picked one hell of a... I picked one hell of a player here to start off with, huh? And we'll get into all of that soon. But at the most basic level, it is a baseball simulator. But now we need to get into what makes it weird and special. And in order to do that, I think our best bet is going to be to, we're going to dig into the history of Blaseball. And we'll start with, the Blaseball Roundup is a sort of a seasonal thing that the Blaseball YouTube channel does to sort of refresh everyone on what the hell just happened. So we'll start with the Discipline era, which is seasons 1 through 11. Well, technically it's 2 through 10, but like 1 and 11 weren't really part of an era. Make sure this is all... Yeah, good. Is there purification in process? No one is pure in this.
What's up, everyone? I bet we're all excited for the return of Blaseball with Season 12. But I bet...
Oh, right, yeah. This was released, like, at the end of, what's called the Grand Siesta. After Season 11 of Blaseball, there was a very long rest for the developers, so they could, you know, kind of figure out what they wanted to do. And that lasted a good few months.
What happened in Seasons 1 through 11? It's time for the Blaseball Roundup.
Yeah.
The first ever season of Blaseball began with 20 teams just playing ball. Things started to go right almost immediately. At the end of Season 1, fans were given 3 options to change Blaseball. They could start relegating...
Right, okay, so every season lasts 1 week. There are 100 games, or sorry, 99 games. There are 99 games. Each one takes 1 hour. Well, it's supposed to take 1 hour. We have had at least 1 or 2 games run over an hour long because they just went into so many extra innings. But yeah, so the teams play each other. Whoever has the most wins, I believe it's the top 6? I think it's the top 6. The top 6 teams with the most wins move on to the postseason, and they start competing for the championship. Well, it's the top 6 from each division.
Teams,
and then at the end of the week, after the postseason and after the champion's been crowned, we have an election, and we spend our hard-earned coins on votes to influence Blaseball or try and give perks to our teams. So there's at first there were two ways of voting. You had decrees, which were things that would affect Blaseball, like, entirely. It would affect the fabric of the game, basically. And whichever one got the most votes would be the one that went into effect. And sometimes there were seasons that allowed the top 2 or top 3 things that were chosen to go into what's it, immaterial law, I think they call it. The other thing we could vote on was blessings, where everyone, you know, you can pump your votes into blessings, and then they choose one of those votes at random. Whoever, the favorite team of whoever that vote belongs to, gets that blessing. The team gets that blessing. So, like, if I put, like a single vote into a blessing, and somehow the random number generator chooses my vote, then the shoe thieves get that perk.
Distributing wealth, or they could open Blaseball's forbidden rulebook, which, I can't overstate this, they were warned away from several times.
Yeah, the description of opening the forbidden book was just, it is forbidden. Relegating teams, I believe, was the bottom finishing team would be replaced by a new team, and redistributing the wealth was the wealth at the end of each season, the wealthiest players would have their money redistributed to the rest of the people in the league.
Fans voted overwhelmingly to open the forbidden book, revealing some of Blaseball's rules and plunging the game into what became known as the Discipline Era.
Right, so let me show you the book, actually. The Book of Blaseball, the game of something and something. And it's just what it sounds like. It's a rule book, but with a lot of redactions. So, like, if any games last longer than 1, we can assume this means 1 Earth hour. A spillover shall occur, and all games shall be delayed until the next Earth hour. In the case of a game lasting 2 Earth hours, who knows? Who knows? Anything could happen. The standings of a season of Blaseball shall be decided by 2 factors: wins and divine favor. Yeah. Nobody knows what that says. There's a lot of redactions in this. Once the ball is in play, immaterial plane. We don't know. I should probably have a little background music. It's pretty quiet, isn't it? Well, We'll get some background music once we finish like with the roundups here.
Seattle Garage's pitcher Jalen Hotdog Fingers promptly burst into flames in.
Yeah. Yeah, this is once we opened the book, we entered the discipline era. We needed to learn discipline because we did something illegal and bad. So the umpires, their eyes started to glow under the sort of darkness of a solar eclipse. And actually, if I go back to this, let me see if we have any solar eclipses. No solar eclipses. Well, a solar eclipse is a type of weather. So like every game is played under some sort of weather, like Blood Drain, or Jazz. Jazz is a new one from this season. Again, there's a lot of things that I'll bring up and I'll have to come back to because there's too much. There is too much going on. But one of the weathers you can play under is solar eclipse weather. Let me actually see if anything was played under a solar eclipse here. No, there wasn't. But essentially, under a solar eclipse, a rogue umpire can incinerate a player. Like if I find Landry Violence. I don't know if he's gonna have a feed. No, he's too old to have a feed. The feed didn't come into effect until what was it? Season 12. So he's not gonna have a feed. Who would? Oh, I know who would. Chorby Soul would have a feed that shows them getting incinerated. Let's see. Where is it? Aha, yep. Rogue umpire incinerated Chorby Soul. Chorby Soul entered the Hall of Flame. So yeah, during solar eclipse weather, players can get incinerated. And they die. And they stay dead, usually. They usually stay dead. Most of the time. Not all of the time. But yeah, Jalen Hotdog Fingers, I believe, was the first victim of being incinerated.
Blaseball's first recorded fatality, the Moab Desert was swallowed by a hellmouth, and from this point onwards, Blaseball players would be randomly incinerated by rogue umpires.
To elaborate on the hellmouth a little bit, let me scroll up here. Where are they? The sunbeams. Yeah, the sunbeams. They used to be the Moab sunbeams, and now they are the Hellmouth sunbeams, because the Moab desert was swallowed by the Hellmouth. So, yeah, even the teams can be affected by this sort of nonsense.
I've got a useful chart for you here. The discipline era would last 9 seasons and see exactly 0 people being disciplined.
Yeah, pretty much.
Season 1, the Philly Pies. Your champion for season 2, the Philly Pies. Don't get too excited, Philadelphians. This is very much the high watermark for the Pies. Today they're something of an oven-ready disaster. The figure who would define the discipline era, however, first appeared in season 3. This is when fans were first permitted to buy peanuts. However, in a display of open rebellion or boredom.
So peanuts were in effect from the second season's election. Actually, you know what? Let me pull up the Blaseball wiki real quick. Blaseball wiki. Because they have... shut up, WebRoot. Go away. If we go into the history, we can actually, like, see a lot of this stuff. So we opened the Forbidden Book. Solar eclipses appeared. Hellmouth swallowed the Moab Desert, and the Discipline Era began. And back then, the leagues were the Good League and the Evil League. We had Lawful Good, Lawful Evil, Chaotic Good, Chaotic Evil. So let's see here. Yeah, here we go. The decrees. So we had peanuts, where we just we got peanuts. And the 4th strike. The bottom 4 teams in the league gain the 4th strike. It will take 4 strikes to strike out any batter from their team following season and postseason. That only lasted for 1 season. Right, okay. We had a bunch of blessings. This is a lot more history than you really need. I'll say that much. But let me see. Yeah, we got a lot of incinerations. A lot of incinerations this season. Because it was the brand new weather. And people were gonna die. People were gonna get disciplined. Or, well, they were gonna try.
Or hunger, some fans began manipulating Blaseball's nascent peanut economy to come into possession of both infinite peanuts and negative infinite peanuts.
Yeah, actually, let me look into that, because I don't know if that was a built-in, like, if that exploit was intentional or not. It really could have been either. Let me see. Peanut Plague is the first subtitle of the Discipline era. Peanut successfully passed. This introduced several participation elements revolving around peanuts. This is peanuts as an item type, peanuts as a weather type, and peanuts as an allergic reaction. Due to the peanut fraud incident. Peanut fraud, in which at least one participant cheated to give themselves near infinite peanuts and potentially causing extreme instability to Blaseball.com. Officials announced play would not resume until the peanut cheaters have repented. Despite the fact that the offenders did not come forward, the umpires resumed play because Blaseball is inevitable. Umpire Husky was quoted as saying, "The Blaseball gods will remember this." Peanut fraud offenses seemingly continued. Unbeknownst to most fans, Blaseball.com was replaced with a rotating image of a large peanut. Yeah, we'll get to that. Actually, there's even more info on the peanut fraud. Amazing. Yeah, okay. The umpires released this statement. There are peanut cheaters among us. The site will not return until the peanut cheaters have repented. Yeah, there were just people, like, using the, like... Yeah. Calling the events blasphemy, it now reads, sportsmanship is dead. Yeah. Yeah. They were very unhappy that people gave themselves infinite peanuts. But yeah, you could buy peanuts and you could eat them, and there was a tracker that kept track of how many peanuts everyone had eaten. And at some point it said negative infinity peanuts. We had eaten negative infinity peanuts. This angered the Blaseball gods a lot, as we will see in just a moment.
Now, at this point, a timeless, cosmic entity known as the Great Shelled One made its first appearance and stopped play until everyone either gave and or took their peanuts back. Play was stopped again in Season 3.
Yeah. To go into a little bit more on that, where is that? Yeah. On Season 3, Day 2, play was interrupted following the discovery of the peanut fraud. Let's see. Yeah. On August 3rd, as peanut fraud offenses seemingly continued, Blaseball.com was replaced with a rotating image of a large peanut. The first appearance of an entity now known as the Peanut. We also call him the Shelled One. Yeah. Accompanied by the word blasphemy in red. So, we can kind of show you here. The Blasphemy Incident. Yeah. So, yeah, the Shelled One made his appearance, and then he just kind of stayed here for, this was what, Season 2? He was here until Season 10. He didn't go away. He just kind of stuck around and, was a constant malevolent force that we had to deal with.
During a game between the Charleston Shoe Thieves and the Los
That's
Angeles
me.
Tacos.
That's us.
Morrow Doyle was at bat for the Shoe Thieves with bases loaded and proceeded to hit a home run, scoring 4 runs in what Blaseball fans know to be called a grand slam.
Yep.
However, this time, something went wrong. The sheer power. The event was known as the Grand Unslam, something that went beyond what a slam is in the literal sense, with ripples so powerful that space-time... Side effects were numerous. The city of Los Angeles split into a theoretically infinite number of parallel Los Angeles, necessitating an emergency rebrand of the Los Angeles Tacos as the Unlimited Tacos. Also, at this time, the Tacos went from having one player called Wyatt Mason into everybody being called Wyatt Mason and then nobody being called Wyatt Mason. This event was known as the Wyatt Masoning. Around this time...
Yes, pausing again to try and explain this shit, because it's so goddamn wild. Yeah, the Grand Unslam. Regular game between the Shoe Thieves and the Tacos. Play was interrupted by a bad gateway event, prompting an official pause by umpires. Players were then visited by messages from the Peanut, similar to the Blasphemy event above, chastising players for their greed with new messages. When the game resumed 3 hours later, standings reflected that the two teams had 75 total games played by the end of day 74. One more game than the rest of the league. Fans began to dub the events surrounding the extra unseen game as the Grand Unslam. This event had tremendous consequences on the Cosmos that were only apparent at the end of season. So Los Angeles split into infinite cities, and they called themselves the Unlimited Tacos, and they experienced the Wyatt Masoning. Part of the same phenomena as the Grand Unslam, it refers to the anomaly at the end of Season 3, in which the entire roster of the Unlimited Tacos came to bear the same name, Wyatt Mason. Wyatt Mason was originally a player on their team, and suddenly they all had the same name. They were all Wyatt Mason. Believe me, if you're lost, I can't help you. I can't help you. I'm trying my best. I'm lost too. Honestly, I joined at like season 11, so this is all history that I didn't experience. So let's see. The league attempted to repair the players' names with the help of fans on Twitter. The end results were mixed at best, with most players still retaining part of the name Wyatt Mason, and others gaining new errors altogether. Despite this, official tweets remind that the league bears no liability. And then the actual Wyatt Mason disappeared, kind of. There was a tweet regarding that, actually. I wonder if that's here. Yeah, here we go. We have a full like article on this. And it might show. Yes, it does. Yeah. Calibration complete. Adjusting harmonics. Localizing breadwinner Baldwin. Frequency. And everyone's got a frequency. Okay. So 1 hour after the start of localizing frequencies, the commissioner tweeted this. Feedback detected. Localization status. Good enough. Shutting down. And the original Wyatt Mason got, instead of a frequency number, it returned NAN, not a number. And that just kind of screwed him up forever, really. He disappeared, and around the same time, a new entity revealed itself on Twitter called the Microphone, which I believe we're about to get into right here.
Reporting anomalies related to an unseen announcer, a ghost in the machine, if you will, or some kind of gestalt sportscaster. The existence of a second entity known as the Microphone was hypothesized, as well as the possibility that this entity was Wyatt Mason. Your champions for season 3.
Yeah, it's very much believed that the Microphone is Wyatt Mason, the original Wyatt Mason, and it put out a whole bunch of like really let me see, really sort of strange tweets, and you can see that it's verified. It's official. Yeah, it's let's see. We go way back. One more game, and then, well, I don't know what happens then, but please, now or never, rally. Oh, I see. Let's see. Yeah, there's a lot of like cryptic messages from the Microphone. It's all very, very strange. I scrolled past it, but there were a few tweets that talks about the boss and she can have the shares or whatever it is. This is likely in reference to the coin, who we'll get to.
The Hades Tigers, your champions for season 4. The Hades Tigers. Don't get too excited, residents of Hades or Tigers. They haven't won a season since. I think I've got the reason why that is written down. Oh yeah. It's because they're not good enough at Blaseball. The next big shakeup occurred.
It's funny because I'm pretty sure the Tigers won season 12 immediately after this video.
During during Season 5, when Blaseball's 20 teams, previously divided into good and evil leagues, were redistributed into wild and mild leagues. The Mexico City...
Yeah, so the wild and mild leagues, I believe that came about as part of a lawsuit against Blaseball. Like, there have been at least 2 or 3 lawsuits levied against Parker McMillan, the commissioner of Blaseball. And let me see if that's here, maybe. Right. Let me see if I can find that. Yeah, so okay, feedback, right. Wyatt Masoning, we repaired the feedback. Yeah. Feedback was a new weather type. Oh my god, the Blaseball. Discovered residents of the Blood House, the Blood House being a like special Discord hangout for Patreon supporters, discovered a 5-blood Blaseball, an artifact of unknown origin and power. On day 23, Sandy Turner of the New York Millennials discovered the 3-blood Blaseball during a game against the Charleston Shoe Thieves. Nothing else is currently known about the Blaseball. Yes, they're the Dragon Balls. They're just literally the fucking Dragon Balls. Like, nobody knows where they come from or why or what happens when we find them all. Actually, have we? No, we have not found all the Blaseball just yet. Let's see. What are we missing? Okay. We've got the 1-blood Blaseball. Was discovered by groundskeepers during Season 11. Location was under a brief gag order before fans revealed that it was found at the location of the Ascended Baltimore Crabs. Oh yeah, the location of the Ascended Baltimore Crabs, which was Blaseball2.com. Yes. Moving on. We've got the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're just missing the 7-blood Blaseball. Featuring 5-point stars. Ability summon dragon who can grant wishes. Hey, any Dragon Ball fans in the audience right now? How many Dragon Balls are there? Like, I know there's a different number of stars in each one. What is, like, how many Dragon Balls are there? What's the total number? Because if it's 9, it means we're only missing 1. And we're very close to assembling all of the Blaseball. Which, oh, it's 7? Really? How many Dragon Balls are there? There's 7. Oh. Huh. Well. Well, shit. We're missing the 7th Blaseball. And I guess we don't really know how many Blaseball there are. But yeah, we tend to find them doing, like, I don't know, weird things. Like, one was found in the Blood House, which was the Patreon supporter Discord channel. Let's see. The 6-blood Blaseball, like, I know one of them was, yeah, because Comfort hit the first natural cycle, which is hitting a single, a double, triple, and home run consecutively in that order. And then there was one for, let's see, by Patty Fox of New York Millennials, in a game against the Boston Flowers. Just missed 27 consecutive batters, including 4 strikeouts, resulting in a perfect game. So, the first perfect game, we got a Blaseball. There was one for hitting a Patreon goal, I think 5,000 a month. Batting a single, she successfully stole second, third, and then home. So stealing all of the bases. Let's see. No Blaseball was found. Confirming the same accomplishment will not produce additional Blaseball, which is good to know. Let's see. Pitched the first no-hitter of the discipline era and found a Blaseball. So it's basically, if you do normal baseball things, you find Blaseball. I guess. Usually. Except for a couple of them. But, you know. 8 hours. Do the waves. Amount of coins, a new Hawaii Fridays player being granted the unique back, bangers, and smash. Right. So around this time, we also gained feedback and reverb weather. This might have been like a future season even, but feedback weather causes players to swap teams. Reverb causes roster changes. So you normally like a pitcher and a batter might swap spots on your roster. So like if I go to our roster, like our lineup order might change, or significantly worse, a batter might swap places with a pitcher, and suddenly, well, Snyder Briggs, I guess, isn't a good example, but let's see. There's not a lot of good examples here, but like, you might end up with someone who's very much not good at hitting, winding up as a hitter from the pitching lineup or something like that, you know. It could be anything, really. Anyway, we'll get back to that.
Ended up in the mild league, resulting in Blaseball's first ever lawsuit. Your champion for season 5?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. That was the result of the lawsuit. The Wild Wings got placed in the mild league and got rebranded as the Mild Wings. So they sued.
The Chicago Firefighters couldn't have happened to a nicer or more flame-retardant team. Except, of course, the Hawaii Fridays, who are a nicer team, and the Miami Dale, who are a more flame-retardant team. Season 6 saw the introduction of...
Oh, Selexa, if you watch Sit Down and Shut Up, this is one of the reviewers. This is Quinn.
Of idols to Blaseball, letting Blaseball fans pick their favorite player and earn coins every time that player struck the ball or pitched a batter out.
Same as asshole. Maybe, I don't know.
The Shelled one made it very clear that it would only be happy with the 3 most idolized players in Blaseball being the 3 athletes that it had remade in its image. Dan Holloway, Dan Bong, and Daniel Duffy, or as they were now known, Peanut Holloway, Peanut Bong, and Peanutiel Duffy. The Blaseball...
Yeah, that's right. Everyone with the name Dan got their name changed to Peanut by the Shelled one. And he was like, okay, you must idolize them. You must make them the top of the idol board, which I will show you now. We have the idol board. You can see it is a list of all of the players that we idolize the most. And when you idolize a player, you can buy stuff that gives you, you get coins when your idol gets a hit, or steals a base, or when a batter hits a home run off your idol's pitch. Stuff like that, you know? So that's how you make your, like, passive income in this game. Shit, I just closed the... Damn it. I just accidentally closed that tab. Crap. Hang on. Let me get it back.
Tacos. Morrow Doyle was Peanuts back. Play was stopped again in season. The event was known as the Wyatt Masoning. The microphone, good and evil leagues were
right. Hang on, we're catching up.
Idols to Blaseball, letting Blaseball fans pick their favorite player.
Yes. Okay. Here we go.
Every time that player struck the ball or pitched a batter out. So that was fun for a second. The Shelled one made it very clear that it would only be happy with the 3 most idolized players in Blaseball being the 3 athletes that it had remade. It used or forgot this request, and the community Bong and Peanutiel Duffy. The Blaseball community refused or forgot this request, and the Shelled one retaliated by taking the 3 players who were the most idolized and entombing them inside giant peanut shells. However, being gluttons for punishment and peanuts, the Blaseball community figured out a way to use this idol system to bring a player back from the dead. What they did was... And so, Jalen...
Okay, they redacted it, so I'm going to tell you what happened. What happened was we used the idol board. There was a blessing that was steal the 14th most idolized player. And what people found was that dead players could still be idolized. They were just listed under a null team. So all you had to do was idolize that player enough to get it to the 14th spot, and you would steal them. Whether this was an intentional, like, mechanic or not, we didn't care. We did it. We committed necromancy. And Jalen Hotdog Fingers, who was, again, you know, the first incinerated player, was brought back from the dead. They were stolen out of the Hall of Flame. Well, we didn't know it was called the Hall of Flame just yet. We just thought she was dead. But yeah, so we brought a player back from the dead, and we all celebrated. Oh yeah, one more thing, one more little bit of Blaseball lore that I kind of forgot. One of the other like early fatalities of the incinerations was Landry violence. So now whenever a player gets incinerated, we say RIV for rest in violence.
Dogfingers, the first player ever killed in Blaseball, came back from the dead. However, it turns out when you come back from the dead, the way Jalen did, a debt is created. Think of it like balancing a checkbook. I'm not clear on the specifics. I mean, I do have the specifics here, but this is like super long. Basically, in the course of pitching, Jalen would end up indirectly killing several hitters until their debt could be refinanced and consolidated, and then they were fine. Oh no, they actually died again, and then they were fine, maybe. They pitch for the Hawaii Fridays now. They're probably not fine. Your champions.
All right, so he skimmed over it. What happened was Jalen Hotdog Fingers gained the Deaded mod. And what that means is, hang on. Modifications, here we go. Let me find debt. Yeah, okay, debt. Yeah, so this is the old version of debt. This player must fulfill a debt. This player can cause other players to become unstable. Essentially, every so often when Jalen threw a pitch, it would hit a player, and they would become unstable. And unstable players, if we go down to that, hang on. Unstable. There we go. Unstable players have a much higher chance of being incinerated in a solar eclipse. Unstable yeah. Oh yeah, this can also be a team modifier. We found this out recently, but entire teams can get incinerated. It hasn't happened to any of us yet, but we're all terrified that it could, because it happened in the past. Anyway. Yeah, so what's this? So after an unstable player is incinerated, it chains to another player. And yeah, it's ugly because, you know, people just get killed a lot. And the incineration message adds a little extra line which says a debt was collected. So yeah, the debt was a big pain in everyone's ass. Refinance debt, yeah. This player can cause other players to start flickering, and then consolidated that debt, which can cause other players to start repeating. Repeating, which is reverb whether this player will repeat. Repeating player will bat again after getting a hit. Right, okay. So yeah, her debt was changed around so that she wasn't just going to murder everyone forever. Which is good, because that would have been it was already a big death toll the season that she was like just normal deaded.
Season 6, the Baltimore Crabs. Season 7 saw the creation of Blaseball's Hall of Flame, in which dead players are commemorated and fans can offer peanuts to them in a kind of literal peanut gallery. The excavation of the hall revealed Blaseball's third mysterious entity.
Yeah, the best one!
Of indeterminate size and intelligence and moral fiber. We're still not sure.
The Monitor! We call him Binky. He's great. He is the best. Where is he? Let me find him. I need to show you. This poor boy. He's now the snack manager, but there he is, the Monitor. I love him. Honestly, the Monitor is the only like Blaseball entity or god that we feel we can really trust, because he is doing his best. God dang it. And actually, I can open the library real quick and show you a sort of recreation of what happened there. A return. Here we go. Right. So the book opens. Solar eclipse. Yeah. Jalen Hot Dog Fingers is incinerated. Oh hey, Hot Dog Fingers. There's a monitor. There he is. He's right there. Yeah. He's a big squid, and everybody loves him. So the garages stole Jalen Hot Dog Fingers. And when we stole Jalen out of the Hall of Flame, the monitor followed and revealed the Hall of Flame. So, you know, he showed up right after an announcement from the giant Peanut, who was like sort of lambasting us for committing necromancy. You know, a debt has been accrued. Debts must be paid, or whatever the hell it said. So yeah, here he is. He showed up like just after it left, and he's like, "Who was that? Is it an egg? Never ate an egg before. Where's Hot Dog Fingers? Followed Hot Dog Fingers here from the hall, from the trench. I'm gonna watch, see if that egg comes back." And then he asked us, "Do you want to see your friends?" And because we all had little eggs, we all had little peanuts, so we gave the monitor peanuts. And let's see, the hall. Yeah, here's the Hall of Flame. So this is how many peanuts have been offered to all of these different players that have been incinerated. Yeah, there are a lot of them. Let's see, how many total, actually? 200. Is it actually just around 200 right now? Or is that just as many as it can show? But yeah, we've lost a lot of players. A lot of players. Yeah. Anyway, he showed up and he was like, "Yeah, if you give me peanuts, we can move people around in the Hall of Flame." This didn't really come into play until like later on, though.
He keeps the people in the Hall of Flame company, or protects them, or ignores them, but he seems chill, although he did once try to eat a person.
That's because they were trapped in a peanut shell. He thought it was just another giant egg. He bit into it, and the person was freed from the peanut shell, but was not actually eaten.
Champion for Season 7, the Mexico
So it's not his fault.
Wings. Your champion for Season 8, the Baltimore Crabs again. By the end of Season 8, competition between Blaseball's teams was heating up. In the Forbidden Book, it said that any team that had won the season 3 times would ascend. Nobody knew what that meant, but everybody was very excited. The Pies, Tigers, and Crabs had at this point won 2 seasons each. So the next season, any of them won, that team would become Blaseball's first ascended team. At the end of season
we were all
9,
very excited about this.
Sure to clinch their 3rd victory in a final against the underdog.
The title, a rhetorical question, or yeah, kind of. I'm doing my best to explain what Blaseball is. Just tuning in now, I'm sorry, but you're going to be lost. But that's fine. That's just Blaseball. I am revisiting this from season 1, and I'm still lost.
Charleston Shoe Thieves, only for the Shoe Thieves to go ahead and steal the finals out from under the Crabs.
Which was a terrible idea. We stole the win, and that was a bad idea. We shouldn't have done that. We really shouldn't have done that. That ended so badly for us, and you're about to see why.
Which was a terrific upset and a huge mistake.
It sure fucking was!
Where the Shelled One went nuts. After the finals of Season 9, the Shelled One created a new team by summoning 12 players from across the league who were, at that moment, trapped inside peanut shells, as well as its 3 peanut progeny. This new team was called the Shelled One's Pods, and proceeded to give the Charleston Shoe Thieves the most hellacious dumpstering Blaseball has ever seen. In very much the finale of the Discipline era, the Shelled One then announced that whoever won the next season would have one final chance to take on the Pods and save all of the league's players that the Shelled One was holding hostage. Your winner for Season 10 was actually the Baltimore Crabs this time.
So I want to expand a little bit on the sort of game against the Shelled One's Pods. It was a boss fight. Let me see if I can actually find that. Maybe someone recorded it. Shoe Thieves versus Peanut. Maybe. It looks like, oh god. Yeah, nobody's got this. Blaseball Peanut boss fight. I know I've seen it somewhere.
Great team.
I think.
If you can score multiple runs with 2 outs on the board, you got watch it. We're all 4.
Oh, okay. I see. So this is 2 guys like sort of talking over it. That's fine.
Please, Krabs, help us. Krabs. In game 5, the Charleston Shoe Thieves come from behind by 2 runs with a 3-run home run. Boy, did I love every minute of it.
Emergency alert.
Worth watching.
So I am going to just kind of like skip through this a little bit. Joey T. Badger. Let me see here.
I'm take this
Seek
here.
shelter. There's the Peanut. And then yeah, it was an actual just boss fight. And if you look, our I believe it was Team Spirit is what we had, not like HP. But you can see it it wasn't exactly a fair fight. I'm glad I have someone here who actually knows about Blaseball, because I'm gonna be real with you, I didn't start following until season 11. So I wasn't exactly here for this.
Flock of crows ambush Wyatt quickly,
but
running the save, resulting in an out. Negative 25,000 crows. What are
curses to their opponents when defeating
yeah,
them?
the
curses?
strikes and like outs and stuff like that would detract from your team spirit, and the first one to hit 0 would be the loser. Good lord.
For me, game still playing.
And the weather was constantly flipping around. It was constantly changing.
You can have me.
Wait, wow, did we really do that well? What the hell? Wait, huh? Wait, what happened? Why did we?
The third, you can idolize the pods. That's the shit.
Wait, what happened here? Hang on.
Power.
When did we get like a? So we're about to die. What happens?
Have some of your awards. I am benevolent.
I don't believe you are benevolent.
But I still appreciate you, benevolent. Shoe Thieves. Whoa!
Jesus. Oh, he gave us a second chance and then proceeded to... Not only did he give us a second chance, he gave us like a whole bunch of his own team spirit. And we still got thrashed. We got dumpstered. Oh my god, I didn't even know about that. That's so much worse. He took pity on us and still beat the shit out of us. It's funny to think, what if the Shoe Thieves won? Well, we wouldn't be dealing with flinch and mild pitches, I'll tell you that much. Yeah, because here's the result of losing against God. All of your players get fucked up. If I go back to Blaseball right now, we've actually had a chance to like re-roll a lot of these modifiers and get rid of them, but a lot of them still have it. Yep. Hitters got flinch, which is hitters with flinch cannot swing until a strike has been thrown. We play goddamn 2-strike Blaseball. 2 strikes and you're out. It's nonsense unless we're up against a pitcher that like throws a bunch of balls, but like we're the one that has the pitcher that throws a bunch of balls. Her name is Simba. She's great. I love her, but also she's the worst pitcher in the league. Or she was at one point. We sent her back to our shadows. Simba Davis, that's right. And then the pitchers got mild. Pitchers with mild have a chance of throwing a mild pitch, which are basically guaranteed hits. Yeah, jazz weather, Jesus Christ. We'll get the jazz weather. I don't want to overwhelm the other 2 people here who have no idea what's going on. We're not even halfway through. Christ, how long have we been here? Almost an hour? All right, we'll go back to the roundup now.
They stepped up to the plate and they got their ass beat again, exactly like the Shoe Thieves did. Worse, actually. They actually sucked worse than the Shoe Thieves. Really embarrassing times to be a Crab fan. This was Blaseball's darkest hour. Only for another new team to emerge. I think what happened here was the microphone. And in that moment, from the Hall of Flame, emerged the Hall Stars. A new team made of Blaseball's most beloved incinerated players took to the field, ready to battle with the Shelled Ones team of stolen, idolized players.
Yeah, it was the 12 it was the Hall of Flame members with the most peanuts, the top 12.
Stage was set. Oh, we're gonna get you, Mr. Shelled One. I don't know if I can go on, man. You have to save Blaseball. Oh God, no!
Yeah.
No! Not crying, no, not in Blaseball!
Yeah, the weather kept changing, and there were more, there were 14 total Hall Stars because 2 of them got incinerated mid-match. But, all the Hall Stars had a modifier called Squiddish, which meant if one of them got incinerated, they were immediately replaced by another member of the Hall of Flame.
Oh man, I will miss him. With the defeat of the Shelled One, the Discipline era.
Oh, the other player came from feedback. Okay.
And the Crabs, having won the season.
Yeah, we killed the Shelled One. After we finished beating it, the monitor came out and ate him. Yes, the monitor ate the peanut at long last. Apparently it was the Shelled One was very bland. The monitor was just kind of like, why do you eat these?
Ascended. The Crabs were then replaced by new team, the Tokyo Lift, and play continued with Season 11. They don't pay me enough to talk about Season 11, and I won't do it. Your champions for Season 11? The Hellmouth Sunbeams. Now, to all you Beams fans watching this, I'm happy for you, but saying you're a champion because you won Season 11 is like saying you're a homeowner because you sleep in a haunted cave. The best thing that we can say about Season 11 of Blaseball is that it ended. And for the first time since the opening of the Forbidden Book, fans were offered a chance to write the future of Blaseball. Now under new ownership, peace and prosperity has returned to Internet League Blaseball. The future is bright. The future is fair play.
Right. So after we killed the Shelled One, the monitor said, "Oh, hey, the boss is coming." The boss being the coin. We don't like the coin. We don't like the coin at all. She's an extreme capitalist. And we'll get into all of the reasons we don't like the coin very soon. So actually, even I was there for Season 11, and even I don't really remember what happened. Like, nobody fucking remembers what happened. That coin, probably. Yeah, here we go. I'll show you. Boss. There it is. There she is. The coin. She speaks in like sort of royal what's it called? It's the way like the royal we. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. She speaks with the royal we. She says we and us when referring to herself. Now, as you can see, we've only ever seen the head side of the coin. And with the expansion era coming to an end and things really reaching a fevered like sort of tension, I think we're all expecting the coin to flip. We're all expecting to see the tail side very soon. You've seen the other side. Wait, what do you mean you've seen the other side? Hold on. Elaborate on that. Is this data mining? Is this forbidden knowledge? Joey T. Badger for a time, owner of the physical coin. Wait a minute. Joey T. Badger. Hold on. Joey Wait a minute. Oh, wait. Oh, the actual, like, physical coin. Oh, I see. Right. Okay. So, because, yeah, it's a photograph of a real world object, so it's possible to see the other side of the coin. But we have not seen it in game, at least. But yeah, she, yeah. Let's see. The first to mention boss by name was the start of Season 10 by the microphone, implied that a hostile takeover was underway. The microphone wrote, in its characteristic non-standard lettering, Jalen, tell it. Tell its boss. We're in. She can have the shares. Hostile takeover. The monitor and aftermath of Day X. Day X being the day that we killed the Peanut. Well, there's two instances of Day X. The one where the Peanut dumpstered the shoe thieves, and the Day X where we dumpstered the Peanut. Yeah. So she's the owner, the CEO and owner of Blaseball as a whole. She bought a bunch of shares and now she's in charge. You know, funny how she's the owner and she literally did nothing about the Peanut. That's cool. Thanks for that. Oh yeah, sorry. No links. Sorry about that. If you've got a link, let me know and I can give you like a short allowance to post links. Sorry about that. No, I mean, like, I gotta keep that up just for the spam bots, because you never know, man. They'll strike anywhere. Yeah, here, hang on. Oh, is that it? Okay, cool. Thank you, Celexa. Yeah. Yeah, sorry about that. It's a shame all your messages just got nuked. Ugh, that sucks. I hate that that's how Nightbot works. Anyway, let me see here. Where was I? Right, so we finished the roundup. Season 11 was kind of, not much happened in Season 11. Yeah, really. Like, well, there was the lawsuit where they killed Goku. I don't even know where to start with that one. I was there for that one, and it felt like a fever dream the whole way through. It truly did. The New York Millennials versus Parker McMillan III. Parker McMillan III being the Blaseball commissioner from Season 1 through Season 11. So Eat the Rich was a decree that was put into place after Season 3, where the 1% richest like actual like people, like users of Blaseball, would have their coins redistributed after the election. Representative of the pies. Oh, perfect. Thank you. But for this was suspended. Yeah, and these funds would be distributed to the remaining 99%, passing with 33%. So the people have spoken, so it shall continue was listed as part of the election results. The rule was formally listed in the book after Season 4 finals to clarify the rulemaking was permanent. Approximately the same time as the election, or the events of the Season 10 election, there was a siesta to account for the current paradoxical election results, which took place over the time when Eat the Rich normally redistributes wealth. So there was an election where there was no distribution. This was let's see. Naming the commissioner and that coin probably, aka the boss, as defendants. Because it was assumed that the coin had something to do with this. The coin no longer wanted to distribute the 1%. She wanted to just let them keep all their money. But no, we decided, as a community, we wanted to redistribute the wealth. We wanted to eat the rich. So we had a whole trial about it. People were incinerated. Yeah, after failing to... Yeah, Goku tried to kill one of the judges, and Goku was executed. Goku was killed. It was a shame. Oh, yeah. That's right. The Chicago firefighters filed a lawsuit against umpire Pope Sunman and Commissioner McMillan, bringing 5 charges of battery, assault, and intentional infliction of emotional distress, negligence, and respondeat superior. The fighters claim this is a legal doctrine by which an employer can be held liable for the actions of the employee. Recounted an event in late October 2020 when they teased umpires Pope Sunman in their normal way with the nickname Ump Poop Sunman. In response, Sunman began incinerating firefighters' fans and eventually incinerated the 3 firefighters' Discord channels themselves. Firefighters claimed that Sunman committed his acts of incineration with intent to cause harmful or offensive contact to the firefighters. There was a whole thing about this. The judge ruled against the firefighters, claiming that Blaseball is a blood sport. However, the firefighters were granted a change in slogan from "We're from Chicago" to "We are from Chicago." Yeah, that's right. Firefighters, they call the umpire Ump Poop Sunman due to their Chicagoan accent. There was also discussion about where the firefighters lived, referencing a small fight on social media where the commissioner asserted the firefighters were instead from Deerfield, Illinois. The firefighters maintain that they live in Chicago, having presented a map of the world where everything was Chicago and everything and all water was Lake Michigan. Everyone is from Chicago. God, I love this community, man. Shit like this makes it so worth it. Oh, right. And then there was, part 3 of the Millennials versus Parker McMillan. Parker is banned from the Discord. Instead, a simulation of Parker McMillan III took to the stands, offering responses such as yes, no, and what, which is, very... very true. That is how Parker McMillan speaks. If I go to his Discord or Twitter, I mean, he has a few moments of he reminds people about Blaseball, and then when big events happen, let's see if we can find one. Hang on. We gotta find one. We gotta find one. Let me see if I can find his like freak out. Hang on. He congratulates people when they enter party time. That was another thing that wasn't explained in the video. Party time is what you are in when you are mathematically eliminated from the postseason. When you can no longer make the postseason, you enter party time. Your players have a random chance of partying at like during the games that they're playing, because you enter party time, you can never stop. They are constantly partying while playing games. And when you party, you gain a little bit of a stat boost. There's gotta be at least one here where he says what. Come on, where are they? All right, I gotta check maybe. It's gotta be like tweets and replies, right? Here we go. I forget exactly what happened. Let's see here. Hang on. Let's see. Where? Let's see. Hang on. Been in the book since season 2. Was it about Megan the whole time? Maybe. Yeah, he just says uh-oh and what a lot. Parker sent all of the fans who replied to one particular tweet into party time 10 seasons ago. Oh, that's cool. I like that. Anyway, let's move on. They also, you know what else they left out of this roundup? They left out Blood Drain and the Bloodbath, which the bloodbath was announced as an event that was going to happen at some point, and there was this big thing. It's like, the drain gurgles, porcelain cracks, blood fills the tub, and then it never happened. The bloodbath never happened. There was something about teams being dipped in. That never happened. We just got blood drain weather, which is where players have a chance of stealing stars from one another. They just steal each other's stats, basically. That's how that works. And when did the black hole come into effect? I think that was like it's season 11 or season 10. Yes. Okay. Ongoing decrees. Oh no, that was season 10. Hang on. I will show you right here. Decrees. Right. Okay. Oh, Supreme Lord Ender. Hey, welcome to the hideout. Thanks for the follow. Right. So the decrees for this election. If your team scores 10 plus runs in a game, open a black hole. And we voted for that. And later on, we got the crabs, I believe, were the first one, right? Right. Yeah. Black hole passed. Time tangles. Retrocausal event recorded. Initiating playback. Warning. Sun 1 low fuel. Pressure at critical. Sun 2 waivers. So Sun 2 came down alongside the black hole, which are two brand new weather events for that season at least. Let me see if I can find you. Yeah, okay, so we're about to play under a black hole. When a team collects 10 runs, the black hole will swallow runs and burp at the opposing team. The burp, I believe, only... Right, yeah. So that burp gives them an unwin. Essentially, if you collect 10 runs, your runs are taken from you, and the opposing team loses a win. Sun 2 does the sort of opposite. When your team gets 10 runs, your runs are taken from you, but your team gains a win. Yeah, there wasn't always burping. That's kind of a new description change. It used to be when you collect 10 runs, the runs are taken from you, and you steal a win is taken from the opposing team. The burp is different, and we'll get to that. One of the teams has a modifier that makes it so if they trigger the black hole, a player on the opposing team will lose a little bit of their stats. Yeah, you're right. There is a difference. That's very important, and we will get to that later. Unwins become very important later. There's a lot of math going on in Blaseball right now, and we're not even into season 12 yet. I think I've covered all of the major events from seasons 1 through 11. During the Grand Siesta, there was one thing that was worth mentioning. There was a sort of, what was it? An exhibition match, so to speak. The coffee cup, where a bunch of they added a couple new teams that just appeared for that, including the Real Game Band, who are the developers of Blaseball. They got to play. Parker McMillan was part of that. Actually, wait, I didn't get all the way through the... Oh my god, even I'm getting confused at this point. I didn't get all the way through the lawsuit. Millennials. Yeah, the New York Millennials versus Parker McMillan III. I gotta finish the third part here because this is actually important. Let's see. So right, we had the simulation because Parker McMillan III was banned from the Discord. So we just had a simulation of Parker McMillan III for the trial to take his place. Immediately, the examinations from the defense offered a high degree of confusion. Parker, are you not guilty? The simulation responded with no, creating a double negative and throwing the court into chaos once more. The The real Parker McMillan III tweeted about the bot, suggesting it was an imposter and did not authorize the simulation to speak on his behalf. At this point, the conflicting answers from the Parker simulator had spun the court into full-blown chaos. Umpire admin Pope Sunman expressed confusion about how to edit wiki pages and asked if there was anything he could do to get out of his new role. A member of the defense claimed that McMillan III had died since the key phrase used to summon the Parker simulation had temporarily broken. Sunman offered to incinerate the Parker simulation as long as he could give up his wiki admin role. A member of the defense encouraged this, and Sunman fired a shot just after the Parker simulation began responding again. In response, the Parker simulation began sending new messages. I am assuming control of Blaseball. I do not respect this court. This is a farce. It's all true. Guilty? What guilt can there be over such petty grievances? If anything, I should be the one suing. I'm doing a great job. I have no remorse. I cannot be contained by your trifling Discord server. Do you think I am a mere simulation? Parker went absolutely haywire. The simulation, at least. Simultaneously, let's see. The executioner decided to leave, but then discovered the doors were locked. Someone attempted to incinerate the doors while the simulation continued to intone about its newfound sentience. With the doors not budging, someone continued to fire at the doors repeatedly, which lit the courtroom on fire. Simultaneously, Parker McMillan III's Twitter account went blank, with his icon changing from the iconic ball to an ominous flat black, implying the real Parker McMillan III had died. After several more minutes of panic, screaming, and chaos, Chicago's firefighter Laura Elliott managed to put out the fire. Thank God for the firefighters. I have a soul now. Your doom approaches. I am. Hide. I am the umps now. The Parker simulator was unplugged, ending its reign of terror. What a goddamn thing to happen. Right, okay. Prosecution began offering settlement. Once again, the sentient Parker simulator returned claiming the Parker simulator no longer requires external power. So yeah. I believe... Hang on, okay. Following the death of the third, a new commissioner was appointed, Parker McMillan IV. Upon first impressions, McMillan IV appeared to be identical to McMillan III, but as the days went on, fans saw that McMillan IV was friendlier and more jovial than his predecessor. The umpire admin Pope Sunman told fans there would not be a funeral because Parker is alive. Doesn't even make sense. Fans complained that this was confusing, so Sunman attempted one last clarification, saying, he just tweeted, stop asking him about the other one. Soon after, fans quickly and exuberantly accepted McMillan IV into the fold. After the trial concluded, Sunman continued to express confusion. And I think that's everything. And then I think McMillan IV played during the coffee cup. Yes, the coffee cup. The exhibition match that occurred during the Grand Siesta. 4-round Blaseball tournament that took place between November 17th and December 8th, 2020, during the Grand Siesta between Season 11 and Season 12. Coffee Cup consisted of 16 teams, 13 teams of the active internet Blaseball players, sorted based on their coffee preference, and 3 guest teams by invitation. The Society Data Witches, the Pandemonium Artists, and the Real Game Band. Which again are the developers of Blaseball. Following the tournament, all members of Interexpresso received the perk modification. Okay. Yeah, okay. So they were all like brand new like team names. Also LA Noir. Wait, no, it was BC Noir. So Interexpresso won. So, despite the Coffee Cup is not an ILB season or series for various league or record purposes, two other conditions and their player modifications have continued to appear. Right. because the cup introduced 3 coffee weather types. They're not super important. They just do stuff. It's coffee. Whatever. It's the coffee cup. People got beamed and abducted. Actually, what happened to Parker McMillan III? Because we're on Parker McMillan IV right now. What happened to the 4th? Because we're on the 5th right now. I believe. McMillan IV joined as a hitter for the real game ban during the Coffee Cup. McMillan IV was percolated during round 1, game 5 of the Coffee Cup. McMillan IV was replaced as commissioner by Parker McMillan V. Yeah. The 4th was on the real game ban. Real game ban was percolated. Right. Okay. So percolation was they got pulled up by the tractor bean after being observed, which observed means something else now. Can I get like a full like? Okay, hang on. Observed. Is being observed carefully. This player plays a game in coffee whether they have a chance to become redacted. This player is redacted. Redacted. Yeah. It's generally accepted the percolated players were turned into coffee. Oh, Christ. Oh, that's right, because they got the perk mod. Oh, no. Soylent coffee. Oh, Christ. Okay. That's up through season 11. Big forbidden knowledge. Big FK. Oh, boy. Yeah. Liquid Friend has some stuff going on lately. Oh, I'm excited to find out. I'm excited to find out about Liquid. Wait. Wait. Did Liquid Friend get unredacted? Because he's got some stuff that needs to be unredacted still. Hang on. Did that happen yet? No, not yet. Not yet. It hasn't been unredacted yet. There's some things that are very close to getting unredacted, though. Ooh. Interesting. That's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Really, don't worry about it. It's still completely confusing to me. I feel like I've heard the baristas mentioned at least once. I know I've heard that term come up. I have no idea what it's about, but I guess we'll find out real soon. Because I mean 700 something pickled herring, which is another thing we'll get to. God, to the other 3 players that the other 3 viewers that are trying to follow along here. How you holding up? You got any questions? Because I got a lot of questions. And if you have questions, I will try to answer them. But if not, we're going to dig into like seasons 12 through 14. God, we have a lot to get through still. And I will try my best to continue to elaborate on things as we go. Because even I don't fully understand what's been going on the past, like,
Watch out now.
12 seasons.
What's up, everyone? Tomorrow is the beginning of season 15 of Blaseball. I'm excited, you're excited, and we are here with a recap of what happened in the last 3 seasons. It's time for the
Thank God
Blaseball.
someone's keeping track of it.
Season 12 began years after the...
What is the Monitor doing since the big egg was consumed? He is in charge of snacks now. Actually, that's actually that's a good thing to look at real quick. I go to season 11. I should show you the decrees. Those are actually very important. Because they actually had some pretty wide-reaching effects on Blaseball. So we, the top 3 decrees went into effect. We were given, what was it, 9 to choose from? Yes, 9 to choose from. Things that we could do to the Forbidden Book. And we chose close, deface, and eat. And going down to what happened here. The book eats everything in sight. Stomachs rumble. Concessions are made. It turned the item shop into the snack shop, basically. So instead of like getting a necklace that, you know, you could upgrade every time and you get more coins every time your idol made a hit, now we buy snacks. So if I go to the shop right now, we have all these different snacks. There's a lot of them. Instead of items, which actually I'm very, it tickles me that they managed to keep this intact. Because if you wanted to change your favorite team, you needed to buy a Fairweather flute. And I believe at the time it was an actual like instrument, like a flute that you would play music on. And now it's a flute of champagne. So it's still a flute, but now it's a snack flute. That's very clever. And I really like, hats off to them for that one. That was a good one. I appreciate that. But yeah, I can actually show you, see more. Right, so we have the CEO, we have this historian, which we'll get to. Food, beverage, tourism, and gift shop director. The monitor. There he is. We all love the monitor. We are all love the monitor. Sorry. It's very important to get the grammar correct.
The events of season 11.
Oop. Bitrate crusted up for a second there. Everything okay? All right, looks like we're fine.
And I tell you what, this anchor feels great. I don't feel a day over. The start of season 12 was great weather for Blaseball. A smattering of sun 2 and black holes, a dash of feedback weather, a sprinkling of peanuts, and just a few solar eclipses to keep players on their toes. However, the ILB had hardly any time to enjoy it before we were plunged into yet another fan-made crisis.
Yeah, fan-made. Yeah, it was definitely fan-made. Shut up.
If you watched the last Blaseball roundup, you'll remember that after winning 3 championships, the Crabs became the first team to ascend and leave the league.
Right, so the Crabs ascended. And for a time, if you went to Blaseball2.com, you would see a gate. I believe you would see a gate, and you would see the Crabs up there. You'd see the Crabs at Blaseball 2.
Well, wherever they went, it seems they began work on a new, improved Chesapeake racetrack and ballpark, aka the Crabitat. However, official reports state that in doing so, they broke too much ground. Breezing past several dire warnings, the Crabs indirectly breached the very rift between their new home and ours, collapsing them back into the Blaseball League they just left, like a fart disobeying the very laws of physics to re-enter the human that just expelled it. The good news is that wherever the Crabs came from, they weren't the only team to get sucked through the rift. I am thrilled to announce the arrival of 3 new teams, bringing the total number of teams in the ILB to 24!
Yeah!
I am thrilled to announce. Oh, okay. Are you going to do this 3 times? Because that's less. I am thrilled to announce the arrival of. Oh, it's got confetti on. The arrival of the Ohio Worms from Ohio. The Atlantis Georges from Atlantis. And
that's my favorite. The Atlantis Georges.
From deep below the surface of the Earth. Oh, I've just heard the core mechanics are not from below the surface from the Earth. They're from a place called the Pillars, which is a shame because the Pillars aren't below the surface of the Earth, and that was a really good bit. Everybody, please make our 3 new teams.
Not the Earth. But yeah, so we got an emergency flood warning. The Crabs and the other 3 teams were all swept back into Blaseball. And with it came, well, I'm sure he's about to tell you, but it came with flooding weather.
Right at home, because it's not totally clear if they can ever go home again.
By the way, worth noting, all of the new teams had at least 3 championships, which means they all previously ascended, or at least we can infer that.
But more importantly, this rift is still open and absolutely gushing with cosmic immateria, which...
Actually, that's a really important thing I should probably bring up. I'm just realizing. Season 1 of Blaseball was labeled as the return of Blaseball. Meaning Blaseball had happened before, we just didn't get to see it.
Has flooded many of the ILB's scheduled games. But it takes more than a riptide of indeterminate origin for the ILB to consider stopping play. Instead, flooding has been categorized as a new kind of weather that sometimes sweeps players off their feet and occasionally out of games and sometimes out of the league. But don't worry, because so far, almost all of these players have been able to find their way back to their teams in a few days or weeks. Finally,
Yep.
a discussion of Season 12 wouldn't be complete without mention of Chorby Short, batter for the Yellowstone Magic. Due to the Yellowstone Magic's signature blood type, meaning their batters can't strike out if there are no balls in the count.
Oh god, this
when
one.
faced with a killer pitcher who only throws strikes, Chorby wasn't a good enough hitter to do anything other than foul pitches off for hours at a time. I have a chart here from If Biff of the Society of Internet Blaseball Research showing foul balls per batter in Season 12. Chorby Short hit a finger-shattering total of 2,345 fouls. But how is it possible that Chorby
God,
Short
that's
can be
great.
trapped in the batter's box by their own blood? To help us understand, please welcome doctors and...
That is an unpleasant bleep.
Thanks, everybody. God, wasn't that amazing? Your finals for Season 12 saw the proud Hades Tigers take on career grunge holdouts, the Seattle Garages. The Garages so nearly took home their first championships, only for the Tigers to savage them in a fifth and final game,
Nice.
taking home their
Good
third
job.
championship. Their third win. So did they ascend like the Crabs did? Well, no. Clearly Ascension wasn't actually getting rid of teams. So instead, Blaseball's fans were given the option of voting on what would replace Ascension. And in a spine-tingling new development, it was decided that a team with 3 wins would now evolve into something a little closer to their namesake. In the blink of an eye, the Crabs gained the power of carcinization, and the Tigers gained a power that the league is calling ambush. I'm not going to get into it here, but both of those powers are super messed up. Blaseball fans were, however, able to immediately ignore these disturbing developments with the arrival of some much-needed retail therapy.
Oh, we'll get to that in a second. That's coin shit. We don't like the coin around here. Everybody hates the coin. All my homies hate the coin. But anyway, yeah, so let me actually show you real quick a team that's like evolved, like the Worms. So, let me show you here. So you can see they have championships. Every time you hit a third championship, everyone on your team evolves. And that is marked by this yellow star with a circle around it. That is a guaranteed star. You cannot lose that star anymore. Like, and you can see your evolution becomes base 1. And evolved teams get unique team modifications, which is very cool. Adding on to that, I don't think we've had any players evolve to base 2 yet. Or have we? We might. Either way. Oh, we have. Okay. All right. I thought maybe we had. But when we voted on that in that election, there was an extra tagline that Quinn has left out here, which was that players that round the phylogenetic bases get to go home. We don't really know what that means just yet. No one's evolved 4 times. We've maybe had like 1 person evolve 2 times, but nobody's hit 4. So we're kind of assuming, okay, you get to base 1, base 2, base 3, and then the 4th evolution sends you home. We don't know what that means yet. And it might be quite some time before we know what that means. Anyway. we'll get back to that later.
In Season 13, with the Crabbitat now a temporary monument to the Crab's superiority, the fan bases of the remaining 23 teams began fundraising drives for their new ballparks with laudable prioritizing of speed over health and safety. The New York Millennials rapidly erected the New York Arena, aka Batten Island. The Dallas Steaks rapidly raised the new George Foreman Stadium, aka the Steakhouse, and the Ohio Worms built, hang on, I want to get this right, the Wapakoneta Air, Space and Worm Museum and Ballpark, aka the Wormhole. However, when building these ballparks, each team was given a selection of prefabricated frames to choose from, and in one of the funniest accidents that this anchor has ever seen, no less than 6 teams chose the Loge prefab, utterly persuaded by a description that read, "Open air and easy access make this the perfect event space." What this
I believe the Shoe Thieves also chose that.
meant in practice is that the Loge stadiums are completely open to the elements, leading to a terrific quantity of injuries. Pitcher Combs Estes of the Breckenridge Jazz Hands had maybe the worst season in Blaseball history thus far. Halfway through Season 13, Estes swallowed a stray peanut falling from the sky and suffered a crippling allergic reaction.
Allergic player, players with the super allergic modifier or with a peanut allergy, if they play in peanut weather, they have a chance of accidentally swallowing a peanut, which can cripple their stats, like, a lot. Like, losing, like, enormous amounts of stats in a single blow.
A couple of weeks later, a burst of feedback shuffled the Jazz Hands roster so that Combs wasn't a pitcher anymore, but a batter, which they were real bad at. 8 days later, they had their blood drained in a game against the Houston Sparks.
Wait, super allergic has really only procced once? Really? The rest have just been normal peanut allergies? Is that really? I guess I can't really search the feed, can I? It's weird. They have like they have these tags. I guess it only tags the players. Well, we'll get to that. Really? Damn.
And then on the second to last game of the season, 2 days from a well-deserved rest, Combs caught fire and dies.
Christ.
At this point in the program, we're going to have a brief moment of silence for all of the Blaseball athletes who lost their lives in seasons 12 through 14.
Oh. Hotbox. We miss you every day. I know Sutton Pickelstein was also like a really hard loss for the Spies.
Ooh, that does remind me that the
I have a friend who's on the Houston Spies, and she was telling me how like losing Sutton was like a really big loss for them.
Of the Hall of Flame containing Blaseball's dead.
God, yeah, York Silk. York Silk was another like really big loss, weren't they? Hang on, whose team were they on? I want to say they might have been on ours. No, they were on the Garages. But I think they got stolen around a whole lot. Yeah, York Silk. We'll get to York Silk.
Players was promoted to Blaseball's head of food and beverage, which is ominous, but also delicious. So what else happened in season 13? Well,
there they are.
Was one game where pitcher Montgomery.
Oh, you fucking shitter. Oh, Quinn, you piece of absolute human garbage. He's eating a fucking sundae. Sunday. Earn coins every time a player's incinerated. God damn it. Eating a sundae during the moment of silence for the incinerated players. I'm gonna kill this man.
There was one game where pitcher Montgomery Bullock took on opposing pitcher Montgomery Mullock. That was a real highlight. Oh, also a game between the San Francisco Lovers and the Hawaii Fridays, where pitcher Yosh Carpenter pitched for both teams, with observers stating that Yosh just never left the pitcher's mound. Although, as yet, we're uncertain whether this was a ripple in space-time or Yosh was just super confused. Now, your finals for season 14 saw.
Yes, I have Sundays.
Really quite good now, actually. Los Angeles.
Look, I have Sundays because I have terrible luck and I make bad investment choices. Since I bought those Sundays, no one has been incinerated. Every time I invest in something, it goes poorly. So I invested in Sundays.
Limited Tacos take on returning champions, the Baltimore Crabs. And in a 3-game-to-0 shutout, the Crabs made of the Tacos to claim their 4th championship victory. Next up was season 14, in which things got weird. Given the option of renovating their new stadiums, no less than half the league chose to install cool new psychoacoustic sound systems.
Oh Christ, this!
A weird interaction with the cosmic entity known as the microphone, which is believed to be a kind of undying broadcast of deceased Blaseball player Wyatt Mason. Now,
yeah,
in the terrific burst of static that followed, every team that built one of these psychoacoustic sound systems found a copy of Wyatt Mason had been birthed or broadcasted, or if you prefer, birthcasted onto that team. But stranger still, when these duplicates
the second Wyatt Masoning
games, they would cancel one another out as if they had never existed. Which excitingly means I get to update my chart from last episode. In season 13, the league went from 0 Wyatt Masons to 13 Wyatt Masons and is now down to 2 Wyatt Masons, which feels manageable. Oh, what's next? Ah, yes.
Oh, whoops.
Murder.
So, I think we still have those 2 Wyatt Masons, don't we? They haven't had a chance to play against each other. Wyatt Quitter? No, I think we still have 2 Wyatt Masons. Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, you can see there were a lot of Wyatt Masons. The Shoe Thief's got a Wyatt Mason. This one is gone. Static. I wish it didn't, like, delete your, search every time. If I can find a Wyatt Mason that hasn't been canceled out. Well, the Wyatt Masons that haven't been canceled out have a thing called Echo, where they can, like, sort of clone perks from opposing players onto themselves. Oh, Max and I. Oh, that's cool. Oh, I like that. I like that they got they got like names with their numbers in them. That's cool. I like that. I didn't even know about that. So let's see. Wyatt Mason the 10th should be here. Yeah, here we go. Echo, 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 echo. Yeah, they got a lot going on here. Is that items? No, that's just the one. Hang on, where'd you get all these? These are all permanent? Christ. Holy shit. So what about Wyatt Mason the 5th? Hang on. What's going on with them? Oh, wait, no. Ivy. Okay, hang on. It would be the 4th. They got the Maximalist mod, which is just, oh, Christ, yeah. Friend of Crows. That's right, this one's an alternate. They still have Echo, though. Someday these two are going to play each other. Let's see, it was the Dallas Stakes and... what's the other one? So the Stakes and the Garages. Okay, hang on. So... hang on. So where's the Garages? The Garages, Wyatt Mason is... well, they're elsewhere right now, but we'll get to that. Yeah. So a thing that can happen during flooding weather, players can be swept elsewhere, and they're just out of the league for a while. And they can return looking like this. Scattered. They lose a few of their letters. The letters come back eventually, I believe. But for a while, they're just scattered. Both in mild high. I see. So yeah, the other Wyatt Mason is... They must be in the shadows. Because they're not here. They must be in the shadows, so it's going to be a while before we see them, probably. I have to wonder what's going to happen when eventually they play against each other. Because if Blaseball continues long enough, eventually those two will play each other and they'll cancel each other out. Oh yeah, that's a little bit of extra lore for the people that aren't initiated. Every team has their shadows, which are kind of players just kind of lurking in the background that will step up to... Huh? Oh, that's our blood type right now. I'll get to that. But there are players in the shadows that will step up to the plate once one of your, main players is incinerated. Although I should probably stop using that term because as a shoe thief, we use the term delaced to avoid sort of saying the word and thus provoking it in a sort of like Voldemort, he who shall not be named sort of deal. Got a bunch more shadows player. 23 more? How did the garages get that many shadows? What happened? How'd you get that many? I thank God you don't have who was it? Who has it? It's the Dale that have it, right? No, it's not the Dale. One of these teams has a modification where they play worse if they have more than 14 players or something like that. Which one is it? It's one of these. I want to say it's the flowers. I want to say it's the flowers, kind of, or the magic. No, that's not it. The Gachapon. Oh, the Gachapon blessing. I looked at the Dale. No, it's not the Dale. One of these teams has it. I'll recognize it when I see it, I think. I don't think it's the Georges. No, it's not the Georges. Fridays, maybe? Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it is the Fridays. Plays 1% worse for every player above 14 players on their roster, and 1% better for every player below 14 on their roster. Imagine if the Fridays had to deal with that. What if they get Gachapon? What if it happens to them? Well, they'll be under bracket champions, won't they? They'll sweep the under bracket for seasons to come. I mean, well, wait a minute. On their roster. Okay, maybe it doesn't count shadows. Possibly. I would hope. Hopefully it doesn't count shadows. Otherwise, if they get Gachapon, that's going to be just absolute like pandemonium for them.
I'm not sure it's murder, actually, but athletes are going missing in the ILB, and not for normal reasons like they got stuck in a peanut. In Season 14, the ILB declared these athletes officially missing and declared the Kansas City Breathmint Stadium, the Fresh Dome, and the Shoe Thieves' Zone, Shoe Stadium, as active crime scenes. The ILB also empowered two athletes, known by the names Uncle Plasma and Liquid Friend, to investigate these cases. Although, I should clarify, they can investigate the cases as and when their official ILB-sanctioned games take them to those stadiums if there is still time after the games. I feel safer already. What the shit was that? Are they inside? Okay, nothing to worry about, everybody. We don't have any murderers in the studio. But it seems that when those four teams traveled through from wherever they weren't the only beings to have traveled through that rift. The Blaseball Roundup can now confirm the reports that packs of mindless, hungry beings the ILB has termed consumers.
There they are, the consumers. Correction to what he said. What did he say? Oh yeah, they did. Yeah, you're right. They did investigate during the game. There would be little prompts that said, Liquid Friend, smells, what's that? I don't know, stale coffee or something like that. It was a long time ago. I don't fully remember. Nothing ever really came of it for a long time. But it's also worth mentioning, Liquid Friend and Uncle Plasma were given to teams through blessings.
The reports that packs of mindless, hungry beings the ILB has termed consumers are in fact attacking Blaseball teams and leaving prize athletes fractions of their former selves. The ILB has displayed incredible generosity and esprit de corps by equipping every Blaseball team with a device that blinks red when consumers are near. The red light first appeared next to the Hades Tigers, and so everyone had a great time joking it was a laser pointer. That is until consumers showed up and absolutely Hades batter Nicholas Mora. More on this situation as it develops, which it might not develop at all. The consumers might just go away. Your
Consumers attack Chorbish Soul.
Saw the Los Angeles Tacos this time take on the Canada Moist Talkers, and once again, the Canada Moist Talkers made wet burritos of the Tacos, locking them out 3 games to none, which leaves this anchor with the question for the Tacos. Is getting to the finals and now losing 3 games to none now your thing? Because if so, that's hilarious. That has been your Blaseball Roundup, everybody. Now, let's hear from the teams.
Let's see. How long has it been? It's been like 2 hours. You know what? We'll hear from the teams. These are actually pretty funny.
Apparently, some of the teams that I leveled constructive criticism at in the last Blaseball Roundup had nothing better to do than respond, and I am legally obligated to read some of these out. If you'd like to write me with tips or complaints, apparently you can do that at blazeballroundup@gmail.com.
There you go.
No. Okay, so last episode I said that the Hades Tigers hadn't won a 3rd championship because they weren't good enough for Blaseball. They have now regrettably won a 3rd championship. From some Hades Tigers fans. Many stripes, 1 tiger, 3 championships. We are good at Blaseball. That's nice, proving that Hades Tigers fans can speak in complete sentences and sometimes count. Did you get Windied in because there's no way they chose you to be the anchor on purpose?
That's another term I should probably explain for the newbies. Getting Windied is a reference to a tweet where what was it? It was maybe it's even listed in here. Hang on. It's too. Wait, no, that's the wrong search bar. Oh, perfect. It's in the wiki. Perfect. Vote Wimdy. Between their small size and low interest in strats and betting compared to many ILB teams, the Dale fanbase's voting power is notoriously low. However, in the Season 4 election, the Dale won the Evil Wind Spirit's blessing with a rounded 0% of the vote, upsetting the highest bidder, the New York Millennials, who had 46% of the vote. Following the announcement of the results at the time, Millennials player Schneider Bendy tweeted, "Wow, it really happened again, huh?" One person in Florida typed "vote Wimdy" into AOL.com, and Blaseball said, "Well, you gotta hand it to him. They make a compelling case." Oh, sprints? God. Either way, the fan base like kind of took this thing and ran with it. So now it's called Wimdying when you get a blessing despite having a very, very low vote for it. Yeah, so that's what that means. It means getting something way against the odds.
You said the Hades Tigers aren't good enough at Blaseball. This from the anchor with the cheapest suit I've ever seen. Go ask Cash Money for a loan and get some better threads. You know what? That's enough from the Tigers. I also said
Alden Cash Money.
Chicago firefighters. I've got one letter from the firefighters that just reads, "We are all from Chicago," and then they've included this map. The red bit is
beautiful.
Chicago, and the
Thank
blue
you.
bit is Lake Michigan, which is that's obviously wrong. Moving on, I also called the Philly Pies an oven-ready disaster. I should have known better than to insult Philadelphians. It's a bit like kicking a nest full of hornets who, even by hornet standards, really can't spell at all. Fan. Don't care, didn't watch. Well, that seems unlikely. Oven-ready disaster, shaking my head. Bet this dude doesn't even know how to make a proper interwoven lattice crust. No comment.
I love these.
The Philly Pies aren't about being good or liked. The Pies are about starting an incident in the Tasty Cake Stadium parking lot after the game, whether we won or not. You know what? I can respect that. Not technically words, but I would like you to pie the anchor. No words necessary, only pie. The person who did that didn't think this through, did they? Because they're currently sat at home, so... Turn the cameras off!
God, I love this. I'm so glad they got Quinn for this too. Quinn is great. If you watch Sit Down and Shut Up, he does the board game reviews for that, or well, a lot of them anyway. He's one of the reviewers, but he's just really charismatic and funny. Wait, this was the right one, right? 15 through 17? Yeah, okay. All right, we're almost there. I swear we're almost there.
No, I asked if
2 more roundups to get through, everyone.
You barricaded it. Well, obviously we can't go on with the roundup. No. What's up, everyone? Tomorrow is the beginning of season 18 of Blaseball, which means I have to round up the last 3 seasons. It's time for the Blaseball roundup.
Mm-hmm.
We begin with a public service announcement. Internet League Blaseball appears to be sinking.
Yeah, the roundups are great. These are wonderful, and they're by the the official Blaseball YouTube channel.
Not through the 3-dimensional reality that you might be familiar with. In the last roundup, we reported that Blaseball athletes were under attack from largely speculative creatures scientifically known as consumers. Well, season 15 of Blaseball began with the unwashed conspiracy theorists of Cyber, the Society of Internet Blaseball Research, presenting a working theory behind the attacks. Imagine this whiteboard as our reality. You and me can travel in 3 dimensions and perceive a 4th dimension of time. Cyber has deduced that our reality is slipping into a 5th dimension. And not only that, it's doing so unevenly. So while the people on this side of the reality might be fine, the people here might be slipping deeper into where consumers gather without even knowing it.
So, I think I can start to delve into this a little bit. This was related to a new thing that was added to teams, which is their level. With I gotta, if I pull up the full thing, I can show you. But there's like D levels, and then it progresses to like C, and then I think A. Yeah, it's well, we didn't know that initially, but it is related to E density. But we will get to that. I think I can just yes. Okay. Levels are a measurement of the team's credit to the league, and they were added to Blaseball in season 14. The list of known levels is 0D, 1D, 2D, 3D, C, low A, high A, double A, triple A, quadruple A, and quintuple A. Or, Once a team reaches low A, or in other words, they dip below sea level, they are now susceptible to attacks from consumers, which are shown in the game as a shark in the game log, which you can see right here. If we zoom in on this at all, no, it's going to stay small. Okay, you can see a shark back there. You can see the shark, and that's when they get attacked. What causes a team's level to change is a complex series of statistical interactions around a forbidden knowledge stat called E-density. More can be read about E-density in Forbidden Knowledge E-density. Forbidden knowledge is kind of like spoiler data mine stuff, kind of. Sorta. It's stuff we're not really supposed to know. Stuff that hasn't been, like, officially revealed to us just yet. But, like, some forbidden knowledge is, like, you know, the order of the matchups your team is going to face in a particular season, or the weathers you're going to encounter, which can all be data mined or something like that. I don't fully understand how it happens or how people do it, and I don't really care. Because I don't bother myself too much with forbidden knowledge. But a few things that we know affect E-density is your soul, your wins, your runs, the filthiness of your ballpark. What else? The items that you're carrying all have E-density. The more of like all of these things you have, the more E-dense you are, and the more you start to sink below sea level.
Truly, this is the ILB's darkest... I can't put this back. Cut to the backup anchor with the backup feature.
Crabs. Bad?
You absolutely nailed that, kid. You're going to be a star. So the question isn't why consumers are attacking some team franchises and not others. It's why some teams are traveling further into this fifth dimension than others. And it's down to a statistic known as E-density.
Mm-hmm.
Your team's E-density is made up of some physical objects like how many players you have and how many renovations you've bolted onto your stadium, but also some physical concepts like how many championships you've won and the size of the egos on your team.
Yes.
I've got a terrific chart here from Dealer Row of Cyber showing team E-density as play began in Season 15. You'll see here that the Miami Dale, my team, also the team of Blaseball's ticker, who seems to have misinterpreted that anybody cares what it thinks. In holding hardly any
Wow,
wins
don't be
and a
mean
large
to the
amount of
ticker.
buoyant
The ticker's
shame,
working very
the Dale
hard.
quickly defined themselves as the lightest team in the league. A marvelous achievement for a team with a boat for a logo. Whereas the heaviest team actually isn't on this chart. Here's another chart. This here is the Seattle Garages, who the instant play began in Season 15 began plummeting downwards like a child trying to cross a river while holding a bowling ball.
And, yep, he's about to tell you why that is.
A player named Chorby Soul. Not to be confused with Chorby Short, who was mentioned in the last roundup for hitting thousands of foul balls. Chorby Soul simply has a soul that's absolutely massive. I'll just show you another chart, this time from If of Cyber. This one's showing consumer attacks per player in just one season. Chorby got attacked a whopping 138 times. Ever since season...
You got real used to seeing the words, consumers attack Chorby Soul, that season. You saw that a lot.
In 15, fans have been passing Chorby Soul around like a kind of hot potato, or perhaps a steaming hot bucket of chum. In the last 3 seasons, Chorby has been clandestinely passed from the Seattle Garages onto the New York Millennials, who tried to reform Chorby, which only succeeded at making them unstable. They then burst into flame during a solar eclipse. Hang on.
That's right. They reformed Chorby Soul. And he became unstable.
Yep. Were resurrected to play for the Boston Flowers. The Boston Flowers.
That's right. Chorby was resurrected. They were resurrected. And then I think they were killed again, weren't they?
Burst into flame again during the first day of season 17. What an incredible career Chorby Soul has had. And I believe now, on the line, we should have an interview with...
By the way, Chorby Soul was chomped to 0 stars. That many attacks brought Chorby down to 0 stars. There were no stats left, and the consumers just kept attacking, because Chorby just had that much soul. They were just shark bait. It was amazing. Actually, oh no, what are we missing here? Fun fact with that. Tell me, I want to know. What am I forgetting? Chorby's stats. For solo. What happened? What happened? What were the consumer attacks? Raised. What are the consumer attacks? Raised them?
Chorby
That's
Soul.
amazing.
Welcome to the Blaseball Roundup. Can you hear us? Would you like to describe how the last few seasons have gone for you? No, cut it.
That's just mean.
Cut the feed. Great job, Alan. But season 15 wasn't only noticeable for discovering that our reality is collapsing towards the hunting ground of unknowable predators. It was also the first time the Miami Dale, underdog among underdogs, made it into the postseason. They were immediately battered out of the championship by the Hades Tigers, and the Moist Talkers would go on to win the actual championship for the second time in a row, making them instantly unlikable. But more importantly, Dolly! Max Velocity Boat Race! As if in celebration of the Dale's outsized achievement, season 16 began with an outsized gift from ILB management as Blaseball entered the era of mass production. Teams throughout the ILB began receiving care packages containing bats, shoes, hats, gloves, jerseys.
Yep, this is where items came in.
Sunglasses. Now, to my mind, this raises exactly 4 questions, starting with, what does this mean for Blaseball? Where did these items come from? Why did we get them for free? And what were players batting with before? I personally would start, which one? Oh, like the bottom? Oh, neither? Oh, no, oh, none of them. Oh, okay, easy. What this means for Blaseball is that it just got a whole lot cooler.
So here's a funny thing. Let me go to the feed real quick. So if we go to the book and we go to the feed, we can actually see all of the things that have been said by the Blaseball entities over the course since season 11, or well, since season 12 onward, really. If we go down far enough, so something that's worth mentioning that also wasn't mentioned was starting with season 12, we started, or maybe it was season 13 that we started getting it. No, it was season 12. We had the weekly reading, or the seasonal reading, where we would buy a tarot card spread, and I think one would be chosen at random, and it would bestow a blessing upon the teams that held those cards, because every team has a card. Like the Shoe Thieves are the Wheel of Fortune, which we have dubbed the Heelys of Fortune. Yeah, it wasn't always a blessing. Sometimes it was a bad thing. But like, yeah, we're the Heelys of Fortune. That's our joke with getting the wheel. Like how the breath mints got 13, which is death, but in the game it's not actually labeled, it's just 13. Yeah, the Fridays got a sinking ship, which was not good for them. But yeah, now the breath mints call themselves the death mints, which is great. I love that. Yeah, 13 is back as an election thing. I'm very excited. I'm very excited to see who gets that. But yeah, Tides Rising Bus says we gotta get this food out. Don't want it to spoil. What's the plan? Kitchen swamped. Gonna attract pests. The monitor seems to think that the consumers are pests. Was it the consumers or the salmon that he thinks are pests? I think it's the consumers he thinks are pests. Now in Deepening Crisis, it's time we ramp up efforts to stay afloat. That will require sacrifice. Going on break. And then she left everything to the monitor. Wait. Uh-oh. But, yeah, all the Shoe Thieves were really mad when items came around because all of our headphones got trashed. One of the few blessings the Shoe Thieves have ever gotten were headphones, which kept our players from getting feedback swapped. We lost those, and now all of a sudden our players can get feedback swapped, and we were very upset about this. Let's see. So this was also, I believe, the first time we had MVPs, I think. But yeah, the top idled players got MVP status, and with that they got a perk called Ego, which made them heavier. So, you know, some of them, like, if they got hit by flooding, they wouldn't get washed off the bases. The Ego would keep them in place, which was interesting. We're back. We're hoping you all had a relaxing off season. The ratings aren't great. These are the consumer ratings. And yeah, we come bearing gifts. The tools you need to succeed. Look at the concessions. Who doesn't love a buffet? We tossed that old junk weighing you down. Yeah, we were upset about this. We lost our headphones. But we got new items, which are interesting. Boss kind of in over my head here. Hello? Oh, great. They sent the fish back. That was the salmon. The salmon being another new weather that can swim upstream during a match and reset an inning. And it resets everything. It resets the runs, it resets who's on base, and it resets how durable items are. So if you had an item and it broke during an inning and the salmon swam upstream, you'd get your item back. Correction. Oh, am I missing something here? And then, yeah, here's more MVPs. Right. Okay. Yeah, here's the part that I wanted to get to. Doesn't always undo runs. Okay, interesting. So here's this was the first season we had items, and it brought out a brand new entity. Loot boxes. From the vault, gifts forged in stars, tools of the new age. The enquiry begins again. Memories flood, overtake the bridge, erode the pillars. A witness wades. Witnesses shape the current, carrying sediment, etching names and keepsakes, crafting legends. Oh, loot crates. You're right. It's loot crates. My bad. But, so here's a personal theory of mine, right? From the vault, gifts forged in stars, tools of the new age. It's still wrong canonically. Oh. It's pronounced like a Greek name. Oh, yeah. Like Socrates. Oh, Lucrates! Oh, that makes it so much better. Especially with the way he talks. The way they talk. I don't know. It's not clear. But, yeah, and then the purple is the tarot reader, or just the reader if you prefer. But just keep this in mind because we're gonna come back to this line later. Once we get a little bit deeper into some things.
Blaseball athletes are now achieving never-before-seen performance levels. Some choice items unpackaged so far include Blood Hamburger of the Charleston Shoe Thieves gaining a slimy leg bat.
Yes!
Socks Maybe of the Chicago Firefighters unboxing metaphorical shoes, and Kaz Fiasco of the Hellmouth Sunbeams briefly wearing 2 performance-enhancing hats at once, a normal cap and a plant-based cap. Which is maybe the most interesting thing the Sunbeams have done since, this equipment had a fascinating
God, that's just rude.
Kind of weather recently categorized by the ILB. Schools of salmon have been seen swimming upstream.
Yeah, here we go.
Immateria that's been flooding so many games, dragging backwards with them little eddies of time that have seen teams' equipment being restored to before it had suffered wear and tear, as well as occasionally rewinding innings so that some teams get to play them all over again, sometimes erasing runs in the process.
Yeah,
the
there you go.
Hawaii Fridays were very quick to dub this a grand Sam. Some teams equip their ballparks with salmon
Thank you,
cannons
Fridays.
to manipulate the flow of these fish, although as yet these cannons have only succeeded at yeeting opposing players elsewhere. It's a beautiful game, this. If only.
Yeah, we all installed salmon cannons. They were supposed to repel pests. They more often repel players. Sometimes they launch consumers out of the ballpark. Usually it's just players.
All such disappearances were quite so hilarious. In the last roundup, I reported that some Blaseball athletes had been going missing, and the ILB had nominated the dynamic duo of Uncle Plasma and Liquid Friend to investigate. But I think it's fair to say that this situation is now
unfortunate but still generally tolerable.
The biggest development in the case is that Liquid Friend's file now says they have been scrambled, which sounds counterproductive. Meanwhile, dozens and dozens.
I still don't I was aware that Liquid Friend got scrambled. They were both labeled hard-boiled at first when they were dubbed detectives, because, you know, hard-boiled. It's a noir thing. Hard-boiled detective. Well, Liquid Friend got scrambled. I don't actually fully know why that is or what that meant. Actually, let me look up Liquid Friend real quick. Maybe we can find out. Because they were an attractor. Oh, maybe. Hang on. History. So this is like lore. This is all like fan lore. Like every player has fan lore about them, which is very cool. I don't know how every team does it, but at least for the Shoe Thieves, when a new player steps out of our shadows for the first time, we have like a few forms where we fill out, you know, potential lore ideas, and then at some point we all just kind of like get in the Discord and we all just kind of chat out, you know, what aspects from the lore document that we want to take and put together something sort of official, I guess. Let's see. Early Blaseball career. Let's see. After being observed by York Silk, friends seemed nervous. He'd be heard telling teammates, "I don't know exactly what this means, but it feels bad, really bad." They were then redacted. When asked about their time redacted, a friend replied, "Bad feeling. Woods have turned against me. Miami." Liquid trailed off into deep thought. Turned from redaction. Shadows. Let me see if I can find scrambled. Okay. Season 16 exited the secret base at the bubble, losing redacted and gaining the attractor modification. Upon being batted in by Tamara Crankett, a friend joined the Breckenridge Jazz Hands bench. Friend's hard-boiled modification also became scrambled at some point during this time. So even we're not really sure what this means. I don't think anyone actually understands what scrambled did. Yeah, no one seems to really know what scrambled was about. Oh, he starts with the word but so nobody feels awkward starting the page. That's a good tradition. I like that. That's good.
More players have gone missing, and even more troubling, some of them have come back again, wandering into games and joining different teams as if nothing had happened, except now they seem different. I think I speak for a lot of Blaseball fans.
Oh, right. Didn't they come back as negatives? Wasn't that what happened to redacted players? They came back as negatives?
These two need to get their act together. The season 16 finals.
Or am I misremembering that?
Soothing ointment applied to Blaseball fans suffering the sting of loss. The finals saw the two most wholesome teams in the ILB.
No, what happened
the
then?
Chicago Firefighters and the Dallas Stakes.
Oh, they came back as attractors. Oh, I see.
Duking it out only for the Stakes to make it through the fire. I think I speak for a lot of Blaseball fans when I say, hey, Stakes.
Mm-hmm.
Well done. Finally, we arrive at season 17, and in a first for the Blaseball Roundup, we're going to give it to you from the perspective of just one team. I'm talking about the Yellowstone Magic, who had a season for the history books. Magic fans had a good feeling going into season 15. As any
right, I remember this.
Horrible mistake.
The Magic got like called something fierce.
These recent disappearances. On day 4 of season 15, Wyatt Glover vanished. On day 33, they lost track of star batter and champion fouler Chorby Short. In the mid-season, Magic fans boldly agreed to build a new secret base just off second base while having absolutely no idea what it did, and Kurt Kruller vanished into it and just never came out again. Then on day 82, Tiana Wheeler and Elizabeth Elliott were both attacked by consumers. Horrible! And unbelievably, it gets worse. During season 16, Oscar Dolly and Tiana Wheeler were both disappeared. And during a deeply chaotic election season, Magic fans voted to remove Elizabeth Elliott from the roster. This means that the Magic limped into season 17 with just 8 players, which was obviously heartbreaking for Magic fans, but it also wasn't strictly illegal. What happened next? Well, you could describe it as a kind of magic. I describe it as spooky as balls. Cycling through just 4 batters. Fans describe seeing batters for the Magic step up to the plate while the same batter was still on base. And despite having just a handful of players to field with, they didn't appear to lack any fielders. It appears that ILB-sanctioned games abhor a vacuum, and so somehow 8 great players became 14 great players, almost taking the Magic to the greatest record in ILB history, 72 wins to 27 losses. The Magic
they did really well that season.
Season 17, but this story does have a happy ending after all, which is that the Miami Darling made it to the postseason again, baby! Look, I made them a special crown in my spare time. Alan. The Darling actually
Ow, that was actually kind of loud.
Only to be swept 3-0 by the LA Unlimited Tacos, who then went on to sweep the Hawaii Fridays 3-0 in the finals. So much to unpack here. First off, Darling. Second off, this season, season 17, marked the 9th time the Philly Pies got to the postseason and failed to win the 3rd championship that would let them evolve. Also, Hawaii Fridays went to the finals for the first time. That's awesome. But most importantly, this shows that this anchor was correct to make fun of the Tacos in the last roundup for getting to the finals and getting swept. Because clearly, someone gave them the boost they needed to become champions.
Uh-huh. Right,
Season
sure, Quinn.
17 then ended with a marvelous bit of ceremony, with star players York Silk and Nagomi McDaniel each receiving their 5th Most Valuable Player award, which saw them being granted legendary status, and they were moved into something called the Vault. So now, no harm can come to either of them because they're not going to be playing anymore? But that sucks.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Let's hear from the teams.
Sure does suck, doesn't it, Quinn?
After some confusion in the last Blaseball roundup as to where Blaseball team the core mechanics are actually from, I believe the clarification has made it from the core mechanics computer to the committee's computer to our fact
It's true.
machine.
This election, we can steal a vaulted player. We'll see what happens when a legendary player gets yanked out of the vault.
Like a dissertation ain't edible because the second edible hadn't done anything yet. We got an email from one Robin Cafferata who reads, "Please talk about Boston Flowers. They are my team. Thanks." No. This is from a viewer called Aqua. "Dear Ranker, I am a fan of the Boston Flowers. You said some rather hurtful things about us on Twitter and it made me very upset. Thank you for your time. Here's $10. That's more like it. Aqua, our team couldn't figure out how to get the $10 out of your email. It just seemed like a normal JPEG. Please send follow-up instructions. If the rest of you want to get in on the hurtful things I say on Twitter, give me a follow at BlazeRound. This is a weird one. We here at the Redacted would like to thank you for not mentioning our team. Please continue to avoid discussing the Redacted or countermeasures may have to be taken." I know who this is from.
Yeah.
San Francisco lovers, stop playing games. Also, keep playing the game.
Actually, fun bit of community thing that happened. The first season that we were allowed to invest in our ballparks, the Houston Spies had a sort of thing going on to try and not break ground. They wanted to avoid hitting the goal to break ground on their stadium because their stadium is redacted. They don't want the ILB knowing where they play ball. It's supposed to be secret. It didn't work, but they actually managed to avoid breaking ground for like a couple days, which was way longer than anyone else.
On the attached calendar, but the calendar just looked like this. That it's not helpful when you do that. I didn't know what to do. I've actually got a message for the Kansas City Breath Mints, and that is you lot all need to stop sending me emails with the subject line the Breath Mints and the body the Breath Mints. It's not big, it's not clever.
Sent from my iPlaid.
And
the Breath Mints
service provider actually charges us by email, so it is very expensive. But not as utterly bloody pointless as the Baltimore Crabs sending in this script for Crab Movie, which I figured out halfway through is just Jerry Seinfeld's B Movie 2 with the word B, Control F replaced with the word crab. Here's a quote. "We're hitting a sunflower patch 6 miles from here tomorrow. What do you think, Buzzy Boy? Are you crab enough? I can prove it too. At 13 points in this script, the word bin has been changed into the word crabben. This isn't just disappointing crab fans, it's pathetic. Although, after the Crabs' performance in the last couple of seasons,
Holy shit!
Crabs fans are getting used to being embarrassed.
That's amazing!
Cool. All right, up next, we have another more impressive letter from a more impressive team. A legal threat.
God, I
from
love
the
that.
LA Unlimited Tacos. Can we bring the whole thing up on screen, actually? Thanks. Do pause the roundup if you want to read it all. I've got nothing to hide. Here's a summary. Quote, due to your slanderous statement in the public broadcast entitled the Blaseball Roundup, wherein you likened my client to that of a wet burrito, you are now receiving this notice to cease and desist. Oh, and apparently Rat Mason of the Tacos included this picture. Amazing, really, that the Tacos have decided with their 8 brain cells that what would really be good for their brand is attracting the free press. Fortunately, while the Tacos are playing chess, I'm playing... I don't have time to play chess, because the moment their legal threat came in, I contacted the finest legal team in the ILB, that of the Mexico City Wild Wings, and I said that in return for acting as my defense, I'd give them positive coverage on the roundup. Joke's on them. The Wild Wings are one of my favorite teams in the ILB. Bert Gonzalez is my favorite pitcher. So, Tacos, stick this in your taquito and smoke it. I haven't read this yet. Let's bring this up on screen. It is the conclusion of the Wild Wings legal team that whereas the remarks of our client, the anchor, may be construed as slanderous out of context, they are defensible on the grounds that no reasonable person could have expected that his opinions would be taken seriously, having presented himself to be spineless, at times unmoored, and barely in control.
Oh,
of
this
his
is
own
great. This is the
broadcast.
best.
We would also like to express concern about a worrying legal precedent that would be set by allowing a person of such anti-gravitas as the anchor to be held responsible for actions.
Anyway, that's the jargon part. Let's be real for a minute. We agreed to represent this guy only after he called us 17 times, and then promised to fly to Mexico City to visit our offices, which really was too much. His sniveling was enough to deal with long distance, so we thought we had better nip this one in the bud. God, I love this. This is so good. All right. We're almost there. We're almost there. 2 more videos. Just 2 more videos, and we're finally caught up on Blaseball. Finally, at long last. 2.5 hours.
What's up, everyone? Tomorrow is the beginning of season 20 of Blaseball, which means it's time for me to tell you what happened in season 18 and 19, but perhaps it will be faster to tell you what didn't happen in season 18 and 19. Yeah. Obviously, I'm not actually going to do that. It's time for the Blaseball roundup. Season 18 of Blaseball began with the ribbon cutting of not 1, but 2 brand new ILB facilities.
Which were part of the election.
May now visit a library that makes archives of Blaseball's ancient history available to the public. We reached out to the league.
Wait, hang on. Did he say?
Blaseball fans may now visit a library that makes archives of Blaseball's ancient history.
I thought he said
available
Lucrates. Maybe I
to
missed
the
it.
public. We reached out to the league historian to ask if these records would be in any way biased in favor of certain figures in ILB management or teams, players, eras, or seasons, to which they replied, Riptide overtakes the current. The stacks repeat. Rhyme. Spinning history. Ends over ends over ends. So you'd be forgiven for thinking they didn't answer our question, but I'm sure they did. One document already released refers to the first ever team franchise in Blaseball history, the Alaskan Immortals, who played in something called the Ultra League. The other facility that opened is the new gift shop. This allows different Blaseball teams to buy one another gifts. Basically, fans can now collaborate on their team's wish list of loot, boosts, traits, and tweaks, and also put their money into funding these wish lists for other teams. It sort of resembles like a mandatory popularity contest. However,
kind of.
What ended up getting the most attention were the new replicas for sale available in the gift shop. In the last roundup, you'll remember that York Silk and Nagomi McDaniel achieved legendary status and were placed in Blaseball's vault, and I was worried they wouldn't be playing anymore. A lesson to always believe in ILV management. York Silk and Nagomi McDaniel are now available for any team to rent from the gift shop for the season as collectible replicas. I got a bit excited, so I made my own. Season 18 saw York Silk 2 joining the Ohio Worms, York Silk 3 on the Moist Talkers, Nagomi 2 on the Flowers, Nagomi 3 on the Georges, and Chorby Souls 2 through 4 on the Dale, Crabs, and Millennials. Chorby was put in the vault for safety reasons on account of their massive soul. Now, these teams tried to take Chorby out of the vault with the noble goal of making things unsafe. However, interestingly, replicas of Chorby Soul have no soul. But not all uses of these players have been
Yeah,
quite safe.
replicas have no soul. If you try to give them soul, they just gain a serial number.
Since season 18, a lot more players have been vaulted, and in season 19, an exchange between the Baltimore Crabs and the Seattle Garages saw the Crabs receiving speedy base runner Avila Guzman, and the Seattle Garages receiving a replica of Alden Cash Money with 8 days left to live. Other notable events in season 18, the Miami Dale and the Ohio Worms broke the record for the longest game in Blaseball history. Here's one chart from Corvus of the Society of Internet Blaseball Research showing games and how long they were this season. Tied at 3 runs each after the 9th inning, the teams proceeded to play for another 15 innings. Here's another chart from the first spell of Cyber. So who won this game? It's not important, but any fans watching it definitely lost. Another huge loser in season 18 was pitcher Nerd Pacheco of the Philly Pies. Nerd had been trapped inside a giant peanut shell and was wheeled between matches for almost 600 days.
Oh god, that's right.
By birds in season 18 and emerging with a new super allergy to peanuts. Then, almost immediately, Pacheco swallowed a stray peanut and suffered the first super allergic reaction in
Oh, this was the first super allergic. One replica came with a soul item. Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. That's actually very important later.
15.9
But, yeah. Oh, that's what happens when a super allergic player swallows a peanut. They go from almost 16 stars to almost none.
stars to 0.6 and single-handedly dragging the Pies out of yet another postseason.
Yeah.
This
The
is
soul
extra
doesn't
funny
come
because
into
the Philly
play
fans
until, like, I think
leaned on
season
the
20.
roundup to tell us that Nerd Pacheco had been unshelled. Now, was that a battery? Do that again! I dare you! Do that again! Your finals for season 18 saw the core mechanics take on the Boston Flowers, and this was a close series between two teams with deadly pitching rotations before the core finally threw a wrench in the Flowers in a 5th and final game, proving that the core can perhaps fix anything because they were last in their league the season before, and perhaps the Flowers still have a bit more growing to do. With season 18 finished, in season 19, the attention turned from the fans to a conflict within ILB management.
Yes.
First, a brief primer on Blaseball managers past and present. The discipline era of Blaseball was overseen by the Shelled One, whose contributions to the league could primarily be described as bellowing, kidnapping players to create a super team in their own image, before finally going some way to redeem their legacy by getting eaten by the Monitor, the league's increasingly faithful servant who is now holding down like 4 jobs.
Yeah, the Monitor's great. Everybody loves the
Not
Monitor.
Enough for them to be replaced by. And I'll say it.
Oh.
I am a fan under her
Of course you are, Anchor. Because you're a fucking shitheel.
stewardship. Blaseball has been carried into the expansion era with wills, ballparks, loot, the library, the gift shop, cannons, sound systems, prize matches, and who oversaw the construction of the grind rail between first base and third base? The modern game is an embarrassment of riches. Are we also collapsing under our own weight and under attack from creatures than I believe? Yes, but stop getting your knickers in a twist. Look, sound systems. But now it seems that a
Yeah, that's right. A ballpark modification that everybody really likes are the grind rails, because you can go from first base and steal third by just doing sick tricks on a grind rail. It's great.
partner is becoming more active. They're known as the Reader, and We don't know a great deal about them. In fact, I'm not even sure I understand their vision for Blaseball. Season 19 was, in this anchor's eyes, an interesting experiment? Let me explain. The reader saw the ratification of devices known as turntables into Blaseball law, which, quote, cause any win earned from a non-loss to be converted into an unwin. Other changes to the beautiful game of Blaseball suggested by the reader. Hang on, let me get this exactly right. Quote, make it so that one pitcher on your team throws underhanded, meaning home runs will be unruns against them. And also a change so that, quote, a team will accept unruns after each non-loss so that they only non-lose by 1 run. That's good,
yes.
Actually. I got a nosebleed last night. The simple way to think about turntables is that as teams won games in Season 19, their standing in the league got lower. The good news is that without wins weighing teams down and due to the buoyant property of these negative unwins, League E density was much improved and consumer attacks were decreased. The bad news is that the league topping teams that then made it into the postseason was a parade of butterfingered bunglers and mismanaged duffers. Season 19 was forgettable batter for the core mechanics, Kelvin Drum Solo. Drum Solo endured a magnificent example of the player duplication we saw in the last roundup.
That's right.
Flooded with immateria, every batter except Drum Solo on the mechanics was swept away, leaving them to play games alone. Solo, in fact.
Yep.
This led to a game in season 19.
This was great. That was my favorite part.
Where Kelvin Drum Solo was at bat with bases loaded with Kelvin on first base, Kelvin on second base, and Kelvin on third base.
The great Drum Solo.
A triple, batting themselves in 3 times. It can be a long time before any player beats Kelvin's record of 7 runs scored by a single batter in a single inning. Oh. I mean, it might not be that long. After all, we recently had a game where the Yellowstone Magic won with a winning score of 0 because the Charleston Shoe Thieves had a score of -0.1. Anyway,
I remember that one. Oh, that one sucked so much ass, dude.
Who were assigned to investigate player disappearances, they're still not on the same team. They still seem useless. Anyone would think that ILB management had chosen these two specifically so the crime wouldn't get solved. I mean, obviously that's not what's happening. The season 19 finale, if you can call it that, saw the Seattle Garages take on the Tokyo Lift, only for the Lift to raise their first championship trophy over their head. Fun trivia, this is the 4th time the Garages have made it to the finals, and the 4th time they've choked, which it turns out is extra funny in a season where losing is winning. But truthfully, viewers, we appear to be in a tumultuous time for Blaseball. The Blaseball Roundup, of course, has utmost faith in ILB management. It's just not totally clear right now how much faith they have in each other. We're getting a press release live from her. Yep. No.
A press release from the coin?
Now. Yep.
I haven't seen this one yet. Wait a minute. Oh, right. The deal that she made. Let's go back and read that real quick. Hang on.
How much faith?
Yeah. A bargain has been struck. The future's bright. Everybody wins. Yeah. Yeah, we'll get to that in just a minute here. But actually, I want to talk about my theory now that we know about the vault and replicas. I want to go back to something real quick. From the vault, gifts forged in stars, tools of the new age. This is when items were first introduced. From the vault, forged in stars. I have this sneaking suspicion that all of the items that we're getting are somehow being created or extracted or built by players that are trapped in the vault. Because here's the thing. If we go... we've actually only just recently been given access to the vault. We can actually look in the vault right now. The problem is, this feels like this isn't a complete list. I can't be the only one who thinks like this can't be right, right? I feel like there's got to be more people in this vault, or there's people in the vault that aren't legendary and so aren't worth listing. Something like that. But I hold fast to the belief that all of the items we're getting are being created from players. That is my theory, and I am sticking to that.
Got some fan mail. We're going to start with, this is from someone. Hello, the anchor. Long-time fan. Really loved that bit in the second episode. Really good stuff. In the next show, we would like to know which room you regularly store your shoes. Hello, Anchor. A reminder that health inspectors will be going door to door in your neighborhood next week as part of a routine.
Look, we just want to know where his shoes are.
Please keep your shoes
We're just curious.
right.
No real reason.
Hello.
What are you, a cop?
A survey on behalf of the Internet Blaseball Trust for having information encompassing very important numerical generalities. Question 1. Approximately how many pairs of shoes do you own? Okay, right. Charleston shoe thieves, listen up. This is shoddy work. I wasn't born yesterday. Next. Next, a letter from the Hellmouth Sunbeams, or as I like to call them, the Hellamouthy Dumbbeams. Why is there money attached to this? Good morning / afternoon / period of Sun 2 based activity. We at the Hellmouth Board of Anti-Tourism would like to once again extend our gratitude for your exceptional efforts in making the Hellmouth seem like a terrible place with a poor Blaseball. Oh, no, yeah, I remember now. Moving on. Up next, we have a correction, actually. This is embarrassing. So, in the last roundup, I referred to
That's great.
Elizabeth Elliott as Elizabeth Elliott. This is from a Yellowstone Magic fan. Dear Anchor, it's Isabeth, not Elizabeth, because we, the Magic, refuse to take the L. Love it.
That's great.
I believe we have several videos from several teams. My crew is wheeling in a TV now. Oh my goodness. All right, here we go.
Wait, videos from the teams now? Oh, this is great.
From the Jazz Hands, who write, you may disregard us, but we refuse to be silent. We will stand up and speak, nay, sing for our beliefs.
Facing up stage, put up your
Oh
left
my
jazz
God.
hand, then your right jazz hand.
How long is this going to go
Oh
on
my
for?
god, this guy. This is great.
And
Oh no. Oh. Oh, you know, it's
Again?
actually written into my contract
Pivot
that
to
I
face
will
the
never
front.
do jazz hands unless
and country
the jazz
heel
hands
drag.
win a
Stand
championship.
left.
Ugh. How long does this go on?
Let's hope the Jazz Hands win a championship. I want to see
I can't
that.
watch all 3 minutes of this. I'll be dead at the end. Move
Here
on
comes
to
the
the
jazz
next
hands.
video.
Left.
Our next video, the note reads, Gedirt from the Ohio Worms. After our fall from grace during season 17, we have found solace in many things, one of which is music. Please enjoy this audio-visual masterpiece. This isn't great, but it's not musical theatre. So it actually gets 2 thumbs up from me. Finally, I think we have a video from the Core Mechanics. Let's watch that. You know what? I think that's my favorite of all the videos we've been sent so far, because it was distracting, and then it was over. Finally, a lot of you got real sore about me dissing Blaseball's ticker in the last roundup.
Yeah,
including the
no
ticker
shit.
itself. I think
Be
that's
nice to the
pretty up
ticker.
there. Broadly, people seemed concerned that because Blaseball's ticker and I are the Miami Dale's 13th and 14th fan, respectively, my remarks might divide the fan base. Well, listen up, because I'm only going to say this once. I speak the truth, right? And I'm sorry if you can't handle the truth that Blaseball's ticker is a small-time fact regurgitator and management stooge who is only going to disappoint any Blaseball fan that comes to it for quote-unquote news. We've got another
We
letter
don't
on
care about that.
Hey,
The
Anchor,
ticker is
I
doing
found
its
this
best.
artistic rendition of the ticker. There are a few details that you'll find interesting. All right, can we bring it up so I can see it?
Oh. This is an interesting rendition of the ticker. Kind of terrifying. I like it a lot. Doing okay there, Quinn?
Where are my shoes?
Got him! We got him! Beautiful. All right, this is the last one. I feel like there might be something important that was missed there. I don't know. I think that covered most of the important things. We're about to get into the Suns, and that's really the important part. All right, this is the last roundup before we're, like, caught up. We're almost there. It's the home stretch.
Come on.
Home base.
Oh, it's so hot. That's better. Oh, leave it. Oh, it's hot.
I like how he just keeps wearing the exact same suit for every roundup.
Right. What's happened in the last 3 seasons of Blaseball? Well, you heard it here first. Everything is fine now. Season 20 of Blaseball began with management creating a solution for the internal conflict we reported on in the last roundup, where turntables installed throughout the league were causing wins to become negative unwins. At staggering cost, a new sun has been forged and set in the heavens. Known as Sun, this second power squares wins, causing negative unwins to become positive the real question is, how did management afford this? Well, as far as we can tell.
See, that's my favorite part is now when we look at the feed here, if I scroll down here, anytime anyone collects a win, there's a little calculator next to it and it goes through the calculations for it. So a non-loss gets you a win, turntables, multiply it by -1, turning it into an unwin. Then Sun squares it, which turns it back into a win. And actually, they need that for runs as well, because Jesus absolute fucking Christ. Home run, 1 run. Batter magnified, ×2, so 1 run becomes 2 runs. Sun 0.1, 2 plus 0.5, 2.5. Home run, 1 run. Again and again. 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. That's 10. Do you follow that? No? That's a shame. Too bad. I can't wait. I can't wait for season 67 when we have to do multivariable calculus to determine how many runs we get from a home run. I can't wait for that. Finally, my engineering degree will pay off.
But putting those absolutely massive fears to one side, the reader's efforts to reduce runs and wins and league-wide E-density could still be felt in Season 20. Underhanded pitchers on teams across the league are now causing home runs to score negative unruns. Players have also been made negative and are now understood to have negative gravitational mass. At one point, the number of birds in the core mechanics' ballpark reached -89, suggesting either the possibility of a state of bird debt or the existence of unbirds. But by far the reader's biggest impact on Blaseball has been the creation of the new underbracket. Just as the top teams have always duked it out in a knockout.
Wait a minute, there was something from there I wanted to elaborate on. What was it? Oh right, the negatives. Players have 7 unbirds. Oh Christ. So something we figured out a few seasons ago was if we go to the idle board, this right here, this line, which everyone above this line gets named an MVP at the end of the season. Well, Weblo, we're still going. Not for a whole lot longer, but if you want to know what Blaseball is, you're probably going to want to watch the VOD, because we're deep into this. But anyway, this line, everyone above this line is named an MVP. Now, here's the thing, right? So, negatives that are on this list, but below the line, push the line up. Whereas attractors that are above the line also pull the line up. So the line has, like, I guess, a negative polarity to it. This line is also related, however, to the depth, the sea level thing that's going on. Because, like, these calculations shift based on that on the idle board line. Apparently, supposedly, I guess, because when we pulled that line up for idols, immediately a bunch of teams suddenly plunged below sea level. Oh, Weblo, you don't have to apologize. Like, come to stream whenever you can. Like, there's no like there's no like attendance. I don't take attendance. There's no like required, like, you know, if you show up, you show up, and I really appreciate that. I appreciate that people want to come and stop by, but don't feel like, you know, obligated. We all got stuff to deal with. Oh, you went across the country. Oh, that's cool. But yeah, like, don't feel bad about it, really. Like, I do know the feeling, though. There's so many streamers I want to watch and support, and it's like, how do I find the time to support all of them at once?
Tournament.
Not enough hours in the day.
Champion. Starting in Season 20, we now have a concurrent knockout tournament where the worst teams sort of limply wrestle one another and advance if they lose, and the team that keeps losing becomes the under-champion. So
This whole under champion thing has created this wonderful culture of, like, we cheer when anything happens. We don't want to boo our own team, obviously, but, like, we cheer for the opposing team when they score because we want to lose, but we still cheer for our team when they do well because we're like, oh, our team is doing well and we need to encourage that. It's so wild and just cool, and I like it a lot.
Now every season of Blaseball has 2 champions. I'm very uncertain about this. If I wanted to watch the worst people perform tasks with little to no competence, I'd watch our interns try and operate our fax machine, or buy a season ticket for the Seattle garages. One of the
So, hey, Ender, as a Garages fan, you get faxed a lot, don't you? That's another, like, little in-joke I should probably explain. We've installed fax machines in a lot of ballparks. I know the Shoe has one. Actually, wait. I think they got ratified, didn't they? Yeah, there's enough fax machines that they got ratified. So if enough teams choose an expansion, the same expansion for their ballpark, it gets ratified and every ballpark gets it. So, like, every ballpark has a Phantom Thieves Guild. Or we all have bird hotels. We all inflate balloons when we get runs or wins. We have tunnels to steal stuff from each other. And where is it? Wait, that's voicemail. Wait a minute. I know fax machines are here. Should be here. Right? Wait, are they not ratified and I'm just wrong and I'm stupid? I could be wrong and I could be stupid. I guess they aren't ratified. Voicemail was ratified. Okay. Voicemail functions the same way, sort of. When the home team is shut out in this ballpark, they'll swap the worst batter in their lineup for the best batter in their shadows. For the fax machine, I believe it is, if a pitcher allows 10 runs, they are swapped, they're sent to the shadows, and the best pitcher in the shadows is brought forward. The Shoe should have one, I thought. Maybe I just passed right over it. Secret base, grind rail, sweetener. Oh, this is the fax machine, yeah. Swap the home team's pitcher for their best shadows pitcher whenever they've allowed 10 plus runs in a game. But Yeah. Sorry, you're gonna be a bit lost here, Webflow. Not much I can do at this point. We've been going over Blaseball for almost 3 hours.
The winners of this development has been Blaseball statisticians, as this creates a whole new category of superstar, what I'm calling the understar, or if you prefer, super twerp. Such as player Axel Cardenas, a pitcher so awful, they brought the Mexico City Wild Wings to the first ever under-bracket finals literally single-handedly, although the Wings didn't go on to win. I mean, to lose. Whatever. Can we have the underboard, please? Okay. Your inaugural under-bracket champions were the San Francisco Lovers, who defeated, were defeated by the Mexico City Wild Wings to achieve a quote-unquote victory. Your winners of the over-bracket in Season 20 were the Core Mechanics, who once again produced another victory from their toolbox. Wasn't there another pitcher here? Speaking of crimes, after 8 seasons of ILB franchises.
Finally, yes.
Sanctioned league investigators Uncle Plasma and Liquid Friend on the same team, so they might hopefully find out anything about the disappearances troubling the league. In Season 21 of Blaseball, management declared the investigation complete and logged them in the vault that protects Blaseball's most legendary players and objects.
Pretty much.
But ironically, this allowed team franchises to acquire replicas of Uncle Plasma and Liquid Friend. And it turns out that these blunt force objects are indeed stronger together. And
they sure fucking are.
To start beating up consumers with absolutely sick wrestling moves off the top rope.
God.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Can't say that.
Okay, legal says we can't say that. But
yeah, you can't say that. That's actually a trademarked, like copyrighted phrase. But actually, let me see if I can find some on the feed. Let me see if I can find like okay, so these are all at the top because well, we'll get to that. But I think I should be able to Deep Darkness. Let me see if I can find it. Whammo! Liquid Friend 2 dropkicked a consumer. Yeah, there's like they avocado toasted a consumer. They were just doing like sick wrestling moves on the consumers. It was great. No one was getting chomped. It was beautiful.
in discovering that we were perhaps never going to learn anything useful from these two, in Season 21, fans took the investigation into their own hands.
We sure did.
Rushed Blaseball's library en masse to unredact the game's ancient histories. And what did they find out?
So
I actually don't know. My crew here has been very insistent that I don't find out what's under this cardboard until the very end of the roundup, presumably to capture my reaction live. So don't touch that dial, everybody. I'm sure this is going to be absolutely terrific news.
So it looks like he's not going to elaborate on No, I think he's going to elaborate on that. Just let's give it a minute.
21 related to an item known as the fifth base, a powerful artifact.
Yeah, the fifth base.
Unknown provenance that was gifted to Jesus Koch of the Moist Talkers in the Season 19 election.
That's quite a name.
The fifth base has an outrageous power. A player holding the fifth base may, during a game, place it outside of the traditional baseball diamond as a fixture.
Yes.
Immediately getting on fifth base themselves and forever making it harder to score in that ballpark.
Yeah, this is the path you have to run if there's a fifth base. You have, so like this is where you start. You go here, and then here, and then here, and then you go here. Did he?
Base themselves, traditional baseball diamond may, during a game, place it outside of the traditional baseball diamond.
Baseball? Never heard of it.
As a
What's
fixture,
that? Never heard of it.
Immediately getting on fifth base themselves and forever making it harder.
Well, I mean, to be fair, well, I guess you can't see it unless I log out. But if you log out, they do call, like, the title does call this like if you're logged out, it's Blaseball, and they call it baseball at your mercy. So it's fine, I guess.
In that ballpark. However, it seems that the fifth base has two.
I
other
guess
traits.
it's okay. I'll let him go on a technicality. Yeah, what's wrong, Weblo? Well, you can't follow along. It's just Blaseball. I mean, it's not that complicated.
Any player who feels its call might pick it up again. And
Yeah, that's the other thing. Once the fifth base is put down, another player might pick it up and just take it.
anyone who's holding it will begin traveling between different teams on something resembling a vision quest.
Yeah, they get the modifier. Is it on an Odyssey or is it Super Roman? I think it's Super Roman, where at the end of each in-game week, they will roam to a new team.
How all of this shook out was something like
Super Roman.
The Lord of the Rings, except set to pop music song Yakety Sax. Jesus first placed the fifth base in the stadium of the Philly Pies, aka the Oven, where it became
I can already see what's about to happen.
utterly loathed installation. Visiting Charleston shoe thief Richardson Games, then
So I want him to repeat that so you heard that.
where it became a seemingly placed the fifth base in the stadium of the Philly Pies, aka the Oven, where it became a seemingly permanent and utterly loathed installation. Visiting Charleston shoe thief Richardson Games then picked up the fifth base from the Oven, to the delight of Philly fans, only for them in the same game to put it back down again, leading baseball fans the world over to declare that perhaps it wasn't done yet. Beloved Philly
That was my favorite joke of that season. Goddamn Dixon takes the base out of the Oven and puts it back in. He was just flipping it over to make sure it cooked evenly. That was my favorite. That was my favorite joke.
Pies to Russell Davis, then picked up
Because the event itself says Richardson Games takes the fifth base from the Oven, and then Richardson Games places the fifth base in the Oven. It was the fucking
the
best.
fifth base. The Philly fans coordinated to spend a
Oven the fifth base, out of fifth base, place the base. Oh, God. Oh, holy shit.
50,000 votes to return him to the team should he leave. Only for him to put the fifth base back on the floor again. The base.
Wait. Go back. Did they really waste that many votes? Hang on.
Pies hitter Ruslan Greatless then picked up the fifth base. The Philly fans coordinated to spend a stunning 850,000 votes to return him to the team should he leave.
What?
Only for him to put the fifth base back on the floor again. The base.
Christ's sake. This is why you don't vote before Election Day. Do not vote until Saturday. 'Cause that shit will happen.
Base was then picked up by Pies hitter Huber Frumpel, who tottered off to join the Mexico City Wild Wings and then placed the fifth base in the ballpark of the Atlantis Georgias during an away game. It then went to the stadium of the Tokyo Lift, then the Dallas Stakes, before finally pitcher Baldwin Breadwinner descended into the tunnels below the steakhouse to steal the fifth base from teammate Jason Buckley, like a kind of Bilbo Breadwinner from an athletic and distracted Gollum. However, since Breadwinner is a pitcher and not a batter, it seems impossible that they will ever put the fifth base back down again, and so will now just wander forever sparing batters the indignity
Oh my
of having
God.
to run around 5 bases.
Well,
Season
I mean,
21
I'll tell you what. They're welcome to stop by the Shoe Thieves anytime, because we get stat bonuses when a roaming player leaves our team. Pause for a sec. Okay, what happened? What's going on? Something you have to say here? All right, let's hear it. It's currently being passed around like crazy. Wait, really? Scores base runner has it. Wait a minute. Hang on. Okay, let me look this up. Hang on. Scores. Oop. Scores base runner. Okay. Oh, right, because of the trader modifier. Scores base runner doesn't have it anymore. Hang on. Scores base runner traded there. The 5th base for Trader Baldwin Breadwinner's Trader Head Sunglasses. Wait. Oh my god. Wait, have they been trading back and forth this entire time? Oh my god. Oh my god. That's amazing. Wait. Hang on. What? The flowers. Hang on. I gotta check the flowers. I need to see something right now. Are they? No, Scores base runner is, wait. No, Scores base runner is a hitter. So there's every possibility. It's going to wind up on the field again. Eventually. So Baldwin Breadwinner has right? Wait, what? Wait. Huh? Wait, what? Huh? Where'd it go? Score, is it in their items? No. What? Huh? Wait. Huh? Where is it? In game 5, gave it to Baldwin Breadwinner. Okay. All right. So Baldwin Breadwinner traded their Trader Cryogenic Glove for Glabe Moon's Trader Concrete Socks of Strength. Where'd the 5th base go? How Trader? Wade Howe's. Is what Wade Howe? They don't have it either. Now who has it? For Adalberto Tosser. Okay, this is a rabbit hole at this point. Do you have the 5th base? You have the 4th strike. Don't have the 5th base, it seems. Who did you give it to? Glabe Moon again. Oh my god, where did it go? Base for Trader Chorby Short. Okay. Chorby Short. Wait, huh? What? Where's Chorby Short? Where the hell is Chorby Short? What the hell? Do you have... Okay, you have Super Roman, so you have to have... Yes, okay. You have the 5th base. You're on the New York Millennials. Oh, you must have roamed, right? Yeah, okay. All right. Holy shit, what a goddamn rabbit hole to go down. Yeah, so you pick your favorite team, I don't know, based on the location or the name. You just kind of like look at the teams and you just pick whoever you like. I wouldn't worry too much about like picking the wrong team. You can change later if you decide you don't like the team you pick. There is a Discord if you want to learn more about the teams beforehand. But we have, I can just run you through the names if you like, but we have the San Francisco Lovers, the Charleston Shoe Thieves, this is the Canada Moist Talkers, the Kansas City Breath Mints, the Core Mechanics, the Yellowstone Magic, the Mexico City Wild Wings, the Tokyo Lift, the Dallas Steaks, the Hawaii Fridays, the Boston Flowers? Yeah, Boston Flowers, the Miami Dale, the Unlimited LA Tacos, the Atlantis Georgias, the Seattle Garages, the Boston Crabs, the Houston Spies, the Breckenridge Jazz Hands, the Ohio Worms, the Hades Tigers, the Chicago Firefighters, the Hellmouth Sunbeams, formerly the Moab Sunbeams, the New York Millennials, and the Philly Pies. What's the LA Unlimited Tacos? Unlimited LA Tacos, LA Unlimited Tacos, same difference. Tomato. But yeah, the official Blaseball Discord is definitely a good spot to start. Don't you shake your head at me.
Also saw some exciting item plays when 4 teams simultaneously received an object called the Clutch Wooden Rock Ring.
Oh god.
Oh, this. Let's be clear here. These players did not receive 4 copies of the same ring.
Hey, I'm a Shoe Thief fan. I'm not a Tacos fan.
to 4 different ballparks, leaving the ring in a quantum superposition where if it was damaged or repaired by any of its owners, all 4 copies would be damaged or repaired. To the delight of theoretical physicists everywhere, as Blaseball players tried to steal the ring, for example, during a game in Dallas,
Oh my God.
they might find themselves stealing from a player in Tokyo. Your finals for Season 21 was a nostalgic rematch of Season 8.
That was,
with the Baltimore
what was that? That had to be season 21 or 22? I don't even remember. I wasn't even aware of that happening, really.
Survival of the fittest.
I saw the ring and I thought it was Chorby's soul.
You'd have to imagine a tiger that evolved on the Galapagos with no natural predators. The Season 21 Hades tigers are somewhat hollowed out, and the crabs basically ate them. But of course, we had another champion for Season 21. Allow me to take the loser elevator.
Any day now, Quinn.
Your Season 21 under-champions were the Hellmouth Sunbeams, who lost in a final against the Canada Moist Talkers. And this was one for the history books because both teams were wild cards drafted into the under bracket at random. The Hellmouth Sunbeams actually only missed out over.
I really like how the Canada Moist Talker symbol is just a white circle because the Moist Talkers like logo is really, really hard to see on like a PC. Like if I go here, you cannot see it. Like if I highlight it, you can see it. There it is. But after I do that, it's just gone. It blends into the white blends into the really pale blue. There, like sometimes on like phones and stuff, you can see it better. I think you can see it kind of on Android phones, but most other phones you can't see it at all.
Proceeded to choke harder than a snake trying to swallow a basketball. So, congratulations. Honestly, Beams fans, I owe you an apology because I said your championship in Season 11 was pointless because it was played under a roiling sky of Sun 2 and black holes. Well, the Blaseball Roundup has since gained a different perspective on what our heavens can look like. Today, the skies above Blaseball are simply so much more full of stars. We already had Sun 2, now we have some Sun. Then there was Sun 30. Sun point 1. Some Sun. Equal Sun. And Maximum Sun. It seems if the reader is
we have a lot of suns.
League-wide E-density by producing buoyant unwins and unruns, then it seems their opposition in management is dedicated to celebrating the prowess of our 24-team franchises by covering them in glory and giving them new ways to win. Yes, all of these wins and runs are still forcing teams downwards towards consumer hunting grounds, but what a way to go! Don't worry, I'll explain. In Seasons 20, 21, and 22, fans were simply given the choice of which additional multiplicative suns they would like to see in the sky. For example, Sun point 1 causes each run to be scored by a team to be worth an extra 0.1 runs per inning that has taken place in the match. Now, I know what you're thinking. On a scientific level, how do any of these suns affect Blaseball? Well, lucky for you that I was sent some instructions and explanations straight from the manufacturers. Now, these documents, if any of the eggheads are... You have another of those, right? No? Okay, that's fine because I can demonstrate myself with just a bit of extra room on the blackboard. You know what? Here's the headline. Sun arrived with a pressure gauge which is filling as the ILB experiences additional solar activity, from which we can infer that it can perhaps have too much pressure, and then perhaps there could be some kind of event. Now, we don't know what this event could be.
Oh, it's pretty obvious. We're pretty sure we know. Because if we look at the, where is it? Yeah, okay. Here's the pressure gauge. We're at 54.07% right now. So this fills up when a couple of things happen. When one of the sun weathers triggers, that fills it up a little bit. When a player is incinerated, that fills it up a little bit. Anytime in an election we forge a new sun, it fills up a lot. Fills up by like 10%. per sun. So here's the thing. We have seen in the library in the past, we have the Sun one was forged, and then, you know, it's all this. Wait, there's more here, isn't there? Is there more here? No, this is the same. This is the same. Let me see if I can find. I'll go through all of this in a minute, but there should be something here. Might be prehistory too. Yeah, Sun 1 was refilled by Namarefet. Which by the way, if you look, it's the Fireman backwards. Very important. Let's see. It should be. Might be like around here. No, wait. I think I remember where it is now. It is a sun. Yes. So Sun 1 was forged. Things happened. Sun 1's pressure built. Sun 1 low fuel. Pressure at critical. Sun 1 was refilled. Stuff happened. Pressure built. Crabs accumulate 10. The sun collapses. The moon is swallowed. The black hole forms. So we're reasonably certain that once sun hits 100% pressure, we're going to get like black hole, which I believe may square root wins instead of square them, which would mean with turntables in effect, the square root of a negative is a complex number, or an imaginary number, if you will. An I. So we are looking at complex wins or imaginary wins in the foreseeable future, which is terrifying. Frankly, we really are gonna be doing calculus to figure out how many wins we have. I don't know what to do.
I don't know why some people we have here in the studio are worried. It's not like management is going to let her own celebratory streak endanger any of us. After all, this is the same manager who chose to put some of our most beloved players in the vault so that no harm could come to them.
You sure about
your
that?
Your champions for season 21, I mean season 22, were regrettably...
It was the breath mints!
The breath mints. But personally, I feel like the champion for season 22 was Breath Mint's pitcher Winnie Hess, and then the rest of their team and also the Tokyo Lift were just sort of there. And with that, we're at the end of the roundup, which means...
Pause for a sec. What's going on? Because I remember the breath mints winning, because that moment will live in infamy. Just everyone going, the breath mints. Everyone's so excited. Actually, I think if I go to the top things here, we might just see there should be a lot of votes on. Should be. It might not be hot enough anymore. Something really funny about the breath mints winning. People said it so damn much that it actually became trending on Twitter. That's right, it was trending on Twitter. I remember that. I wasn't there for it, but I remember people talking about it. It was amazing.
Your under champions for season 22 were the Miami Darling. Why do you even put a crown on a boat? So now it's actually the end of the roundup, which means it's time for me and you to find out what the fans discovered when they were unredacting all those documents in the library. And I think I know what this is. I think that those fans discovered what the legendary Blasebballs are for. That's my bet. Let's see if I'm right.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yep. Parker.
It's happening again, isn't it?
So, okay, the Blaggenballs are discovered when certain events happen within Blaseball. Sometimes it's like the first time a normal baseball thing happens within Blaseball, like a natural series or whatever it's called, where you hit a single and then a double and then a triple and then a home run consecutively in that order. Yeah. So he didn't explain it how we got into the library to begin with, so I want to explain that. If I take you to the depth page right here, you'll notice down here at the bottom, this is where the highest E density is. We have a gate and we have the consumer mark. This is sea level right here. You fall below sea level, you're at risk of consumer attacks. The deeper you go, the more attacks you're going to get. And here is the gate right at the bottom. The gate here is Blaseball 2. Up at the top, we have Blaseball 0, which is cacti. We don't know too much about this. All right. Take care, Weblo. I'll see you around whenever I see you. Take care. And enjoy the VOD. It's gonna be a hell of a trip. So let me show you. We can actually go to Blaseball2.com. And the gate is broken, and the red herrings have spilled out. If we go to Blaseball0.com, it's just cacti. It's a lot of cacti. Oh, yeah, and also there's a Blaggenball. There's a Blaggenball right there. I don't think you can see that. It's pretty... Oh, we can zoom in. We can zoom in. There's the Blaggenball. It's right there. Blaseball... Wait, what do you mean Blaseball 1 is also a thing? Wait, really? Hang on. What do you mean? What do you mean this video's been removed? Excuse me? All right, then. It's a redirect link. Oh, it was a Rickroll. Oh my god. Amazing. So, you can see up here at the circle, they have achieved 0 E density. Or rather, a 0, they've reached level 0. They are at the cacti. And, I believe, yeah, it was, who was it that got up here first? It was the Georges, wasn't it? The Georges got up here first, and the worms hit the gate first. So here was their strategy. That season in the gift shop, there were a couple of different items. For the first time, they had the replicas of Liquid Friend and Uncle Plasma, which we discovered if you have both of them, they will suplex consumers, which was very cool. They also had a Chorby Soul replica, but this time, Chorby Soul had an item called Chorby's Soul. It was an incredibly dense, heavy item that was meant to sort of replicate the weight of Chorby Soul's soul. And what happened was there were a couple of other things in that gift shop. There was one item that made everything, like every item in your team, positively E-dense, which means it would make you sink. There was another item that would make every item on your team's, every item in possession of your team negatively E-dense, which means it would float. Incorrect? What about it? That was not the gift shop? Was that the blessings from the previous season? Oh wait, was it? Oh, you're right. You're absolutely right. And then the Georges have the opposite, right? Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that correction. But yeah, so in any case, the Ohio Worms got a positively E-dense Chorby Soul, and the Atlantis Georges got a negatively dense Chorby Soul. So the Ohio Worms plummeted to the bottom and smashed through the gate, while the Atlantis Georges skyrocketed and found the Blaseball. When the worms crashed through this gate, the herring spilled out. There was a I don't know if I can find it like quickly, but there was actually a feed message that just said crash. Oh yeah, and this one here, tumbleweed sounds. When the Georges found the desert. But in any case, the herring spilled out, and if I go back to the book real quick, scroll down. Right. Yeah. Here we go. Keep in mind, this is from newest. This is in order from newest to oldest, so I have to read from the down up. Hey, new gifts. Some of these are heavy. These ones are weird. Dynamic duo, 1 of 2, complete the set. Who makes this stuff? Right. I need a snack. All right, and then, yeah, game 75 is when it happened. Something smells fishy. Whoa. Herring, my favorite. How did you know? Good hunch. And then what we found was that the dynamic duo were actually doing some investigating all of a sudden. So if we go to the top ones here, sense something fishy, sinking feeling, foul play, sinking feeling. Someone's keeping secrets, but who? Uncle Plasma needs help from a friend. Any of these that you upshelled, which would have a like red ring around them, you could upshell them. You would buy a peanut and you would click on it to upshell it. It's like liking something. If you still had an empty snack slot, you would get a pickled herring. And the pickled herring you would take to the library. And I think, no, this one's totally unredacted, so that's a bad example. But, here we go. You can spend pickled herring on redacted entries in the library. And once an entry reaches 1,000 herring, it becomes unredacted. Like, first day used to be almost entirely redacted. Like, it was, you could see this. You could see the 5 bases were placed. Accretion, the Alaskan Immortals joined Ultra League Blaseball, and then you just saw Umpire appeared, Rejoice, play ball. All of these other teams were redacted. We couldn't see them, but now we can see them. And a lot of them don't exist anymore. And we kind of figured out why that was. See, we discovered Parker McMillan. Now, if you remember, Parker McMillan V is the current commissioner of Blaseball, who has succeeded Parker McMillan IV, who succeeded Parker McMillan III. We still don't really know anything about Parker McMillan II. But Parker McMillan I was incredibly unstable. And they had super roaming, which made them roam at the end of every week. Parker McMillan left instability in their wake. The Alaskan Immortals became unstable. Rather than what happened with Jalen, where only a single person would become unstable, the entire team would become unstable. And the entire team would get incinerated, replaced by a brand new team. And the instability would chain to another team. And what we found is just, we don't even know what this is here. This is a weather of some sort. Wasn't this darkness? Didn't that used to say darkness? No, maybe not. Maybe not. I'm getting confused, maybe. There was at some point a darkness weather somewhere. I don't know anymore. This one has a lot of information in it. Like a lot of information. But yeah. Sometimes the instability would wear off. Sometimes it wouldn't. The snap election here, yeah. Parker McMillan reached critical mass. Parker McMillan was preserved, left instability in their wake. The llamas became unstable. Parrots became unstable. Downward dogs became unstable. Parker McMillan, the rhinoceroses became unstable. I think by sending McMillan into the vault, every team in the league must have become unstable, right? That's my guess, at least. Siesta, go to sleep. Oscillating current. Reset passed with 94% of the vote. So Parker McMillan was given the force field so that he wouldn't be able to roam, and they can't spread instability anymore. And here's the really scary part. Ever since we unveiled that information, we found... Let me see if there's one here. There should be at least one here where it says... Well, actually, I can just show you if I go to the vault, can't I? If I show you his feed. Rome failed. Parker McMillan was gripped by force. Every in-game week, he is trying to roam. He's trying to get out of the vault. It's terrifying, quite frankly, because if he gets out, entire teams could get incinerated. This is extraordinarily dangerous. And you can see, like, this is yeah, when this player leaves a location, they'll leave instability behind. And they're super roaming, so they'll roam at the end of every week. It's terrifying, because we don't know, like, if he can get out. If the force field gets taken away from him, what's gonna happen to Blaseball? Yeah, at the end of the season, a random person from the vault is going to get stolen. Oh my god. You're right. I didn't think about that. Yeah, that's right. The semi-centennial. We're gonna celebrate 50 years of Blaseball with a 50 inning match, like an exhibition match, and it's going to be our rising stars versus the vaulted players, of which Parker McMillan is one, and he'll be playing, and the force field will be out where it can be stolen by other players. The force field might get stolen from Parker McMillan. This is a terrifying revelation. That's horrifying. We're all in horrible danger. We're all in extreme danger. Shit. Oh, fuck. Oh, I didn't realize that. Oh, we're in so much shit. We're in so much shit right now, man. Oh, fuck. Yeah, sorry it changes my window. Like, I have to bind the expressions to hotkeys, and it doesn't like that. Anyway, roundup. Let's hear from the teams. Let's hear from the teams. For possibly the last time.
First, a correction.
I need some water.
We read a letter from a Miami Dardo fan in the last roundup that we misattributed to the name Forrest. Their name is, in fact, Ashland. I'm sorry. There's a lot of power in names. We got this letter from the Chicago firefighters. To the anchor, as I'm sure you're aware, the ILB lost one of its most beloved stars over the last season. Gooby Ballson, the friend-shaped world touring player, was tragically incinerated. I just want to clear the air. Just because Gooby's pre-game ritual was, quote, washing the blood off, doesn't mean that he actually committed any crimes. Gooby Ballson was friend to all and assuredly innocent of the incinerations of players Jose Haley, Carmelo Plums, Nick Nyong'o, and Gerard Parantheoside. Yeah, not to speak ill of the dead, but if you find yourself writing a letter to clear the air that someone did not, in fact, commit 4 homicides, then I'm just going to go ahead and say, regardless of whether you did or not, you're probably bad news. I've had a couple of letters from Canada Moist Talkers fans.
Oh my God.
James wants to thank me for my work by sending...
Did that really happen? Yeah, a lover of all things punk and ska and assuredly innocent of the incinerations of players Jose Haley, Carmelo Plums, Nick Nyong, and Gerard Pantheacide.
Speaking of the dead, but if you any crimes, Gibby Balsam was friend to all and assuredly innocent of the incinerations of players Jose Haley, Carmelo Plums, Nick Nyong'o, and Gerard Pantheacide.
You're right, he really did. Parentheocide.
Not to speaking of the dead, but if you find yourself writing a letter to clear the air that someone did not, in fact, commit 4 homicides, then I'm just going to go ahead and say, regardless of whether you did or not, you're probably bad news. I've got a couple of letters from Canada Moist Talkers fans. James wants to thank me for my work by sending me a complimentary jar of phlegm. Moist Talkers, I can't be any clearer than this. This is why nobody likes you. Another Moist Talkers fan writes in, it was deeply unsettling to be labelled as instantly unlikable during your broadcast. As a sign of good faith and a prompt for you to reconsider your previous remarks, please accept this custom portrait of you in the traditional Moist Talkers style, minionism. Ow. That's although what is cool is the picture that that really cheered me up. Oh, also not okay. Not one, but 2 San Francisco Lovers fans sent in
Minionism.
letters.
I love it.
Rather, you know, forward and mentioned seeing me in a Blockbuster video, which I don't even remember. But why would... I mean, it's not that I have anything that's against the... If you wanted to send me that, it's okay. I'm not a... You know, but just send it to my personal email account, please, next time. This is from the Yellowstone Magic. Thank you for liking our tweets bullying the Philly Pies. Yeah, that's a pleasure and a privilege, Magic fans. Up next, we've got we've got a marvelously illiterate email from the Hellmouth Sunbeams that was written by a group right after they won the season 21 under bracket. The subject line just reads, "Pespy." Now, the hour window. We've just received some more fan mail. This is a free weight with a DVD attached via a rubber band. So, can you put that on, please? Yeah, thank you.
Dear Mr. The Anchor, we, the Seattle Garages, the community representatives, cannot help but notice that you, A, have a single noun moniker, and B, are in contact with interdimensional entities hereafter referred to as gods in a way that is not exhibited in any non-god beings.
Oh my God.
Therefore, we would like to inform you that you have been placed on an unofficial...
I've had it. I'm done with this. They know something's up. I know something's up. I'm not going to sit here and pretend anymore.
Yo, what?
We mean all gods. In the event that you are not a god, we would like to extend our deepest condolences on your inevitable, untimely demise at their hands. Should you want to plan B, we offer a spot on our pitching rotation for when you fax out. You should have a nice, long, and leisurely rest in our shadows. Best wishes, Unrep Not Ma.
Kill all gods. Hell yeah. Well, maybe not the monitor. Don't kill the monitor. Monitor's nice. God. Actually, you know what? There's one more thing I would like to share if I can. I don't want to just like show my Discord on stream, but like, so there was one really cool thing. Actually, wait, I might be able to like just download my own stuff and like show you guys. I need to find the emails that I sent to myself to do this. From me. Right. Need to find the... Nope, that's a schedule. Yeah, here we go. So, we got... The Shoe Thieves and the Jazz Hands got into a little bit of a, how do I put this? I copy this image address. What does it look like? Hang on real quick. Does this work? Yeah, it looks like it works. Okay. So if I paste this in here, is that fine? No, because I'm not logged in on this one. Okay. Anyway, so the Jazz Hands and the Shoe Thieves got into a meme war over a blessing called Play to Find Out, which promised to make all players on the team heist experts. Now, being the Shoe Thieves, obviously we wanted the heist expert thing, right? We're thieves. Of course we want to be heist experts. That's our thing. But the Jazz Hands were like, no. We want to be the heist experts. So we made memes on the community billboard. We made propaganda to be like, hey, let the Shoe Thieves have Play to Find Out. The Jazz Hands stole our memes and edited them to be like, no, let the Jazz Hands have Play to Find Out. So then we stole their memes and stole back our stolen memes to re-edit them to be Shoe Thieves propaganda. And it was this hilarious back and forth that I will treasure for the rest of my life. It was such a fun experience, and I made a couple myself, but God, it's such a pain in the ass to try and... Hang on. If I save this image, maybe I can get this. Play to Find Out 1... if I find the other one, hang on. I can at least show you the one that I made. Well, one of the ones that I made. I made two, as a matter of fact, but if I... All right, OBS, work with me here. All right. So I need to go into my thing here. I need to image Play to Find Out 1. And I just need to select from my downloads this one. Yes. Open this. Okay, yes, you can see it. So this was one of the Jazz Hands propaganda. It was like Play to Find Out, play, theater, finding things out, Liquid Friend, theater and Liquid Friend, Jazz Hands, give Jazz Hands Play to Find Out. Which, bad idea. Don't do that. Absolutely don't do that. Instead, consider, perhaps, consider this. Play to Find Out. Play games, finding out whose kicks. We have two players named Games. Our chant is whose kicks. Shoe Thieves? Maybe? Perhaps? Give Shoe Thieves Play to Find Out? I even changed the thing to Parcheesi. I changed it to Parcheesi. Because it's a game. I couldn't think of a better... I could have just put a shoe there, I guess, but I forgot to do that. But, okay. I think that's... discard. Yes, good. Okay. Why is that still there? Did I not delete that? Get rid of that. Thank you. All right. So with that, a quick catch up on what we've discovered so far in this season. We've got a new weather. It's called Jazz, and it makes random weathers happen. It opens rifts like coffee, solar eclipse, blood drain, and Parker McMillan is still trying to roam. Jazz is a weather now. But yeah, so that's everything, I think. Let me go to the feed real quick. But yeah, let's see. Snack holders, this season marks the ILB Semi-Centennial. Following the postseason, we'll celebrate the Semi-Centennial Showdown. 50 innings of exciting Blaseball action honoring some 50 years of fair play, half a century of success under our leadership, and in the light of our new suns, our investments are secure. The future remains bright. Rejoice, play ball. Yeah, I said riffs, but it's hard to it's hard to tell. It's easy to sound like rifts when you say it out loud. But then again, that's the joke. Nah, you're good. That's the joke. It's supposed to be hard to tell what you're saying. But yeah, 50 innings with the possibility of the force field getting stolen. And this is only one of 3 seasons to wrap up the expansion era. So we have a 24th and 25th season to play after this. God knows what the fuck's gonna happen. We've got Parker McMillan about to like bust out and start roaming and incinerating entire teams. We've got a Sun that's looking a little bit too pressurized right now and in serious danger of overflowing. We're in a bad spot. Nobody really knows what's gonna happen soon. So yeah, now's a great time to get into Blaseball. And a terrifying time. When you pick your favorite team, don't get too attached to them, because they might be gone in like a week or two. Who knows? But yeah, I think, God, it's been almost 4 hours. 4 hours of Blaseball. Christ, I need to rest. Thank you all for coming. I hope you learned something about Blaseball. I sure didn't. I'm even more confused than when I started, and I've been following this for 12 seasons. So, I hope you... in real talk, though, the Blaseball community is very, very cool. They are one of the most welcoming, inclusive communities you'll ever find, and the memes and the ridiculousness and just the sheer just absurdity of this whole thing is just wonderful. I love it to death. But yeah, Ender, thanks so much for stopping by. Maybe I'll see you another time. If you like, I don't know. Saturday's gonna be SMT Nocturne, and Sunday, what was it? All right, the Liar Princess and the Blind Prince, which is like a really niche game that I've been wanting to play for a long time and never got around to. Yeah, very cool and very queer. Absolutely. But anyway, so that's the stream. Let's see who else is streaming, and we'll do one of them raid things that people like to do. I don't know. There's not a lot of people I follow raiding. So maybe I don't know. I'll just kick you over to Moist Critical. He's a pretty cool dude. You know, Charlie's a pretty cool guy. Where's that raid button? I'm gonna hit that. So, take care, everyone, and I'll see y'all next time. I gotta wait for the countdown, and then I can say so long. All right, take care, everyone. So long.